the place where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Press buttons again. I just that. Lads, how you doing, bud? Held above the third, some Irish lady sent you. Wait, no sound. We not have sound? Why is sound not working? Right, is that working now? Is that working now? Can you hear me? And can someone let me know why that was off? Sounds working, lad. Brilliant. So, nice hat, thank you. Be good if it was straight, wouldn't it? Mandy, how you doing? Joey, how's things, bud? Yes. Don't know why that wasn't working. I don't know why well, I know exactly why I'm so knackered. I had 20 minutes on the beach yesterday walking around and I'm absolutely goosed today. I sound quiet. It was very quiet. I think, have I got everything switched on? I must have everything switched on. Why is that? There's something not right here. There is something not right. Something microphone related which is not right. Shall I add another? Hang on, is that working now? Why is that working? Right, that working? Why are things not working? Why is everything so bloody difficult? Right, try that one and see if that's any louder. It should be loud. In theory. Spend a fortune on stuff and it never bloody works. Yeah, I've got no idea why that is. I've not changed anything since the last stream. Everything's the same. And yet it's not. Been killing yourself in the gym, not out of choice but out of shape. No. Gotta be happy with how you are, aren't you? Gotta be happy with how you are. It's okay now, just turn your volume to full. You shouldn't need to. I don't know why this has gone a little bit weird. Why is it a wee bit peely-wily? Can we turn it up slightly? Will it go any higher than that without it blowing up? Will this work? Will it not work? Put up a little bit and see what happens. But it was working all right the other day, wasn't it? I just don't get it at all. I've got an eye on the game. I'm trying not to because I hate it. I absolutely hate it. That's why I sold my ticket. Fucking hate it, man. We should have both games, home and away, the first two games of the season. get all the shit out the way, then you can enjoy the rest of the year. Nah. It's horrible as well, because we're not just playing against 11 better players, which they are, definitely. We're also playing against the referee, the linesman, the entire UK media. It's been horrible. Shower of bastards. It is the Merseyside derby tonight. It was called off when it was supposed to be played, because it was I think it was during that storm, one of the big storms. So it got called off, and then we're having to play it again tonight. And I've got a season ticket, and I sold my ticket. I don't want to be there. I hate it. Even though it's the very last derby at Goodison Park, I don't want to be there. Not only do I not want to be there, I don't think it would have been right for me to be there anyway. I'm already shattered from yesterday. But getting to the game, getting into the stadium, getting out of the stadium and getting home is an absolute ball ache at the best of times. When it's a derby match, it's even worse. I am a Blue. I'm an Everton fan. As you can tell by the fact that I've got a Scouse accent. Not many of them in the Liverpool end, I'll tell you that, mate. Don't want a running update. I'm too tired for a running update, Mandy. Unless we score 17 goals in the second half, which is more likely that they will rather than us. Yeah. But this is a game that we don't need to worry about. This is a free hit. The champions elect. Picking points up like we have done for the last, 3 out of the last 4 games. That makes more sense to us. That's what's going to keep us in the league. A win against the Reds would be good, but it's not vital. Last night game there as well, yeah. We're not in the FA Cup anymore. So there's literally no more games apart from the league games that we have left. And that's it. The last game is the last home game on a Sunday. That's going to be such a strange one, that. Nobody's going to want to leave afterwards. It's just everyone's going to be stuck around, just sitting in their own seats, crying. It's all we've ever known, 130 odd years in the same stadium. There's nobody alive who remembers us playing at Anfield, because that was our previous stadium, you see. We won the league there before they were even invented, so fuck them. Feel the pain, you're a United fan, so it's kind of the same. Oh, I get that completely. As the song says, if I'd never seen the sunshine, I wouldn't mind the rain. Which is 100% right. I was there during the mid-80s when we were the best team in the country twice within the space of 3 years. FA Cup, European Cup Winners' Cup. Absolutely superb team. I've seen all that, and I've seen us under Walter Smith and Mike Walker and various other managers where it's been abysmal. And Dyche. Good evening, Casper. How we doing? Me all right? Oh, man. And you'll notice I've gone with the black thermos rather than the red one. I didn't want it to taste bitter. Not leaving until we've unscrewed the seat. I'm waiting to hear something back from Everton. I'm sure the last game of the season, an email will go out. Can you please leave the seats alone? We'll send them to you, or you can pick them up in a couple of days' time. Just leave them, please. Half of that stadium will go missing on the day, the final day. They must have realised, mustn't they? They must have done. But you see, where I am, I think I could unscrew my side, but where like Thomas is all, it's all wooden, wood bolted into concrete, one big long sort of load of rows of backs. So I don't think he could do his, unless he took it off and individually sawed each one up. He can't do his. Or it would take a hell of a lot of organising with the entire row. You start at that end, I'll start at this end, we'll meet in the middle and then chop them up when we get outside. There will be, I'm pretty sure the pitch will be dug up by people running onto it, stealing bits. Someone will want the centre circle. It's going to be mad. All the bricks are sold now. Is that the ones that are going on the floor? There was loads of them. There was a second tranche brought out. There's lots going on. We're getting closer and closer to the rights, the stadium naming rights. Qatar Airways have been mentioned, Toyota, and then between 10 and 20 million pound a season for 10 years. So we're looking at either 100 or 200 million pounds in that, and 30 or 40 million pound a year just in extra gate money. So it's going to be transformative for the club. Even the car park will get stolen. There'll be nothing left. Don't need to knock it down. It'll be in the back of people's sheds. All of a sudden, your shed looks a bit weird. Floodlights on it and all kinds of stuff. But they're doing something with the old stadium. Not 100% sure what, but they are doing something with it. Turn it into some kind of hub for the community, which is needed, because when Everton go, there's fuck all there. There's literally nothing. Couple of supermarkets, a load of pubs, and nothing else. The fact that there's 40,000 people there every 2 weeks means that all the pubs make a decent bit of wedge during the season. Once that's gone, County Road is just going to collapse completely. So it needs a bit of investment, and it's not going to get it from the government, is it, or from the council? Good luck smuggling the goalpost out under my jacket. I'm almost tall enough to do that. Almost. Yeah. They'll just walk off with it. It will not be hidden. Can you put that back down? No. Deal done. I'm sure they're expecting all kinds of stuff to go missing. Advertising, hoardings and all kinds of mad shit. Be interesting though. I don't think it's on TV either, is it? I think we're just a normal 3 o'clock kickoff, but I'm sure it's Sunday. Why is it 3 o'clock on a Sunday? Or was it done specifically so we could just tear the place apart? I don't know. I just don't know, lad. It's going to be weird, especially given the fact that I don't drink alcohol anymore either. That's going to make it even more weird. I can't go for a pint beforehand or afterwards. The Gladys Street sign is not to do with the stadium. That's a road sign which could land you in a bit of hot water. I don't think it'd be the first one to be stolen, to be honest with you. But there's a hell of a lot around there. I'm going to have to take a camera with me. Know what I mean? Show you exactly what's going on. If I was there tonight, you'd have enjoyed the way it looked, apparently. I've seen a couple of videos where the coach welcome was fairly raucous. There was flares and all kinds of stuff. Lots of singing. Yeah, last game, half time, the teams get back to the dressing room to find they have gone completely. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. But I think there might be quite a few police, not just stewards, but police around on that particular day. Who are we playing? Bournemouth, isn't it? Oh no, is it Southampton? Might be Southampton. Should we have a look? I don't even know this. How should I? Years ago, I'd know every single fixture within about 20 minutes of the fixtures coming out. I'd know every single one. Not anymore. Right, where are we? 18th of May. 3 o'clock. That's a Sunday, isn't it? The 18th of May. Has to be, because the 25th is the last game of the season. Away at Newcastle. That's always on a Sunday. Why 3 o'clock on a Sunday? Was that done specifically by the police? Bizarre. Who's nicked me arse? No pun intended. Yeah, you're more likely to get your horse, well, punched, Newcastle. Famous for being the horse punchers. Man, it's warm as well. I took the camera out earlier when I went to pick Jess up. I think I'll be able to get some much better footage next time I go out. And if you watch the Ainsdale beach video, there was a bear at the end of it. There's 10 of these bears dotted all around Southport. I need to find all of them. I've got a map as to where they are, obviously. But I need to find them, and one of them is in the Wayfarers Arcade, which isn't open 24/7, so I'll have to get in there at some point on a day off, video it. Need to get all 10 for the completionist part of me. Where's Ali O? I know, where is she? Not good enough. Netflix just did a documentary on Peter Schmeichel. Fantastic keeper. Did he make his debut against Everton at Goodison? We absolutely battered United constantly for 90 minutes. And he was just a brick wall. And Lee Sharp scored the winner. The most ridiculous one-sided defeat I've seen in years. Everybody that was there that day just went, you know what, that is some keeper they've signed. He'd only just got there as well. What a keeper. Second best I've ever seen live. After Neville Southall, obviously. Massive as well. Well, 6'4", which I think is a good height, but chunky. No one else was like that. Went to Middlesbrough. Obviously, my dad used to play for Middlesbrough. And Gary Pallister was there. And we were in the toilets. And Gary Pallister saw my dad, ran over and grabbed hold of him and gave him a hug. And my dad's a big fella. And my dad disappeared. Fucking hell, man. He was only the same height as me, Gary Pallister, but he looked like a wardrobe. Absolutely solid block of muscle. Ridiculous. Doesn't look it on the pitch, but Jesus, man. What an absolute unit he was. And then on United goalkeepers, Gary Walsh. I seen him in the Players' Lounge at Everton. Had the biggest head I've ever seen on a human being. I'm surprised he could walk forward, to be honest with you, I don't think. That was the day that Paul Ince came in as well, wearing a red dicky bow after the game. What the fucking hell was he wearing? Like Nation of Islam or something. Oh, she had her laces in, yeah. She was walking down the street. We'll have to make sure she got her laces in. We don't want any more bruises. Can't have that. Can't have that. Ah, poor Ali Alio. Absolute brick shit. That was massive. Absolutely massive. Solid geezer. Like I say, my dad used to be 6'2". He's older now, so he's a little bit shorter, but 6'2" and about 16 stone he'd have been back then, and Pallister just dwarfed him completely. Disappeared. It was bizarre. Nice fella as well. What do you think of the Mankman tune? Love it. Not give it a listen yet. He never used to be Mankman. He was just an average Oasis fan. Could have been from Leicester, Southampton, Rochdale, anywhere. But then again, watching Ideal and Psycho Paul suddenly just made him into Mankman. So it's all done in love. Obviously. You don't get any Scouse Mank stuff on here with me. Peter's 193 or 6'3.5". Casper's 189 or just below 6'2", a smidge under 6'2". His first pro game in the UK was against Everton. I was there. I remember it well. It was absolutely insane. Speaking of shithouses, what about Yarpstam? Fantastic player, Yarpstam. His name, by the way, is Yarp Stam, not Yapstam. Get that one right. Bloody English. Struggling with Dutch names like Ruud Hullet. The fuck's Hullet? Yeah, fantastic player, Yarpstam. But you don't fall out with Sir Alex Ferguson, and if you do, you better sell your house because you're not playing anymore. End of story. Which is possibly what they needed for the last so many years. No egos, nobody's bigger than the club. How the fuck's anyone bigger than the football club? If Beckham and Ronaldo and people like that were not bigger than the football club, how the bleeding hell is, I don't know, Bruno Fernandes or Marcus Rashford or all them. Pronunciation is perfect. Dank u wel, hadden we. Yep. Jaap Stam. Double A is A, not Jaap Stam. Jaap Stam. And Ruud Gullit. Like, know what I mean? Like. Tallest player in football and the tallest goalkeeper in the world is Simon Bloch-Jurgensen, who stands at a remarkable 2'10", 6'10.5". Danish goalkeeper who spent his early career with Frem, FC Copenhagen, B93 and B1908. Say what, motherfucker? That's ridiculous. That's not human. That's basketball player level there. There was a player playing last night, wasn't there, for Notts Forest in the FA Cup, who's 6'8", their goalkeeper. Then he felt sorry because the opposition goalkeeper for Exeter was 5'10". So they took their goalkeeper off and brought on someone who's 6'2", just so he didn't look too much of a tit during the penalty shootout. It was weird watching that as well, because I was thinking, who do we want to play in the next round? Oh yeah, we're not in the next round. Shit. I've had enough of football. Although I am looking forward to next season, strangely. I should wear some kind of body cam next year, shouldn't I? In case I do fall down those stairs. Live stream me last minutes as I go from the very top down to the very bottom in some kind of Everest avalanche type scenario. From the blue wall in the south stand. That looks massive, that, mate. Huge. 52,888, which had me thinking, were we going to get sponsored by 888? But no. And speaking of sponsorships, we're getting a bollocking, aren't we? Or we're getting written to anyway. We're currently sponsored by Stake, which is a betting company, which they said they'd never do again, but they did straight away after getting rid of Sport Pacer. And Stake are having the licence revoked in the UK because of some nefarious activities and also doing adverts with an adult film star, apparently. I don't know, you tell me. Ali, we're waiting for you there. Did you get home safe? Were you alright? Did you trip over? Are you okay? How are you in yourself? You're alright, love? Hello?
It's going up, 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 it's there.
Level 1, fantastic. You are fashionably late, of course. Got to wait until all eyes are upon you before you sashay in. You're a Formula 1 fan. Got you a Kimi Räikkönen Lotus jacket. Very nice. Got to say, like, I'm not a fan of Formula 1. I used to love it back in the 70s and 80s, even possibly the early 90s, but then it stopped being about who's the best driver. It's now who's got the best laptop, you know what I mean? The days of the likes of James Hunt versus Niki Lauda, Senna, Prost, Piquet, Mansell, all them lot. It was fantastic back then. Just, yeah, not my style anymore. I'm afraid. Chocolate to you. There you go, Mandy. Chocolate to you for you. With the bear spoon. Bear spoon, fam. Kirsty, how are you? You alright? How are we all doing? Are we all alright? Kimmy was one of a kind. There's some very, very, I wasn't say strange drivers over the years. You've got to have a certain mindset, I think, to be one of those people that drives a car at such a level that you can barely see what's happening around you, and you've got to react to all this. Rally drivers, the best drivers out there by a distance, But Formula One as well is just, it's that quick that, it's like light speed, isn't it? As the mind is trying to tell you what to do, you've already gone through it. It's bizarre. F1 is like a road-based space race, yeah. Basically scientists and engineers going all in. It is. It's not to do with the driving anymore. And obviously it is because it's a driving sport, but not the way it used to be. I used to like the fact that years ago, and not even that long ago, you could see Formula One cars going round corners, spinning, sliding the back wheels out. If you'd done that nowadays, the whole thing would just spin round and then you'd have to wait for another 40 minutes for the track to be cleared and all kinds of stuff. Hog my horn. Oh, them's fighting wides. Made it home dryish. Well, hope so. Did you get home dryish, Ali Alio? Half time in the derby. We've lost a goal to an Argentine whose name is Alexis McAllister, and not just that, they've split Mac and Alistair completely. And if you see his dad, who also was a footballer, he is the most Scottish looking non-Scots I've ever seen in my life. Proper little ginge. And he's from Argentina. If you go to South America, you will see plenty of people with British names, British and Irish names, because the Brits and the Irish went over there to build the railways, which is also why you've got Everton, Liverpool, Arsenal, and teams like that over there. Joe, you're under the weather, you've got a cold, it's too rough to work. Rough to work, man. Hopefully that disappears soon. Favourite videos of Ayrton Senna in Monaco. Yeah, the little or no grip in those cars is amazingly beautiful. There was a fantastic race, and I can't remember exactly who it was now. It was Mansell, who ended up at the back of the grid and came back to win. Was it Piquet he was up against? I think it might have been Nelson Piquet, but he came from all the way back and sort of caught him on the last couple of laps. The most amazing bit of driving I've ever seen. It was only spitting. It's spitting. I've been hit by the cold from the east. Northeastern cold has really hit. No, we haven't. I put the car condom on last night because I was expecting it to be really frosty this morning. And I walked outside and it was raining and it was fairly warm. Said it was 4 degrees, but it felt a lot warmer than that. So it was nice. Quite liked it. I had to shake my car condom to make sure it's all nice first. Oh bollocks, have I got to put it on later? What's the weather like tomorrow? Get rid of fixtures, come on. What's the weather like in the morning? Southport weather, 4 degrees at the moment. Tomorrow. Oh, is it going to go down to 2, is it? Yes, it's going to be cold in the morning. I need to go out and put that on later. Otherwise, I'll be digging the car out of ice. We must be about to get hit by the beast from the east again. Man flu. Oh, don't be disparaging, Ali, with this man flu business. This is actually confirmed to be scientific fact. Man flu hits us harder than flu hits women. That is, of course, to do with the fact that you have to give birth, so you've got a higher pain threshold. Fact. I just saw the satire petition for Denmark to buy California as hit 200k signatures. It was 5k this morning. There was also someone on Blue Sky who posted, they're from California. I don't know about the logistics, but how about we join the EU? They'd be glad to have us. You absolute half-wit. Doesn't work that way. You've got to be in Europe to do that. Yes, Mandy, well done on the Mankman video. If it was left to me, it wouldn't have got made, obviously, which is what you actually said yourself. So thank you for getting it made, because it is a banger of a tune, man. A joke because of Trump's Greenland idea. But his jokes seem to come true, don't they? Like becoming president again. A Medlab, Randy. Anywhere from Steve-O? Steve-O, we haven't heard from Steve-O today, have we? The day is up by 2 hours 39. It's been surprising just how light it is for how long. I mean, genuinely, proper. I'm loving it. I even love the fact that when I was out on the beach, it was 6 degrees, but it didn't feel like it was winter anymore. It didn't feel like the clouds were coming in, it was about to get dark. It was nice. A rude word cocktail. Go on, you can have any rude word cocktail that you want. Only in the comments. Oh, we've seen him in the comments, haven't we? We have. Tomash will be at the game, I would think so. Because it's one of those things now, with it being the last ever derby at Goodison. It's only a complete sociopath wouldn't go, would they? Tom. You won't be able to hear. There's 40,000 people swearing at each other. Said today you wanted to call it Red, White and Blue Land. He sent one of his dudes over to Moscow, didn't he, to meet with Putin, and has now said they've sorted out Ukraine. Ukraine weren't invited to it, like, which just means that they've done what they wanted to all along. Putin's idea is to destabilise the West as much as possible, and he can't do it by anything other than disinformation, misinformation, disinformation, that information, or by paying people off. And now he's got people in very, very high parts of governments in other places around the world that can make that happen for him. Dwayne Eddies, it all speaks. And he's then come out and said Ukraine won't get all its land back. That's not on the table. It's fucking mad, isn't it? You're not on Twitch tonight. You can't be faffing around with 2 tablets. No worries, not a problem. It's alright, there's already 6,000 people over there on Twitch. There's not 6,000 people on Twitch. There could be, for all I know. There's no one ever there. There's no viewers, and at the end of it, you get your stats for the end, and like 30 or 40 people have visited by, and they must have thought to themselves, what's this melty-faced prick talking about? They never come back. They never come back. Yeah, Joey, make sure you're drinking plenty of liquid. I am fully of the idea that if you're ever unhealthy, drink loads of water and piss yourself healthy. That's the advice I give to my daughter. I'm feeling a bit below the weather, or a bit under the weather. So piss yourself healthy. Go on, loads of water. Still here struggling. Another hour of work, then you might take a nap. Well deserved, mate. If you're not feeling well, sleep is the best thing to do. Definitely. Let the body heal itself. Weird noises outside. Watching the Great British Menu while on here. Very nice. Is it making you hungry? I can't watch stuff like that when I'm feeling hungry. Is there anybody there? There is now. Lads is over there. Can't believe in Twitch alone. Here's a right lid. I'm going to reply to that. It's a pain in the arse, the Twitch thing, though. Obviously. You need to have 50 followers, not even subs, it's followers, isn't it? 50 followers before you can start getting monetised. But there's no kind of discovery algorithm like there is with YouTube, which is pretty good, to be honest with you. The discovery algorithm on YouTube means that these lives do get pushed to other people. Because you occasionally get people dropping in saying, what is all this about? Who's this melty-faced halfwit on here? Yeah. Be the longest hour ever. Yeah, once you say it, it always is, isn't it? Ugh, man. Some of the food's good, but mostly pretentious, posh food. I hate stuff like that. Like Heston Blumenthal. You take someone to Heston Blumenthal's restaurant if you want to impress them. You take them to, I don't know, a Jamie Oliver if you wanted to have a romantic night out. But you take them to the Hairy Bikers if you wanted something to eat and you wanted to feel full afterwards. Don't like that food where you've got to stop for a bag of chips on the way home. That's not the point, is it? They had a hearing in the Senate today about how they could make the law so they could buy Greenland, even though he can't, according to our laws and Greenland laws. Does whatever he feels like. In fact, it's not even him doing it, is it? It's Musk who's doing most of this shite. And whether you voted for Trump or Harris, you never voted for Musk, no matter who's involved. Know what I mean? It's on BBC Two right now, if you can get BBC stuff. Callan, how you doing? Eston Blumenech. I don't get things that are on a P phone. I've got YouTube on the PC and Twitch on the phone. Can't get enough Nick. I said Nick. Yeah, of course. There's not enough meat to go round, is there? Jeff could have been a contender. Wasn't that last week? Why is Botrick so slow with Twitch? I'm going to have to look into this. It's bizarre, isn't it? It is crazy. But then they're all crazy, to be honest. All these people in charge. When he come out and said we're going to buy or just take over Gaza, everyone said it's fantastic. It's a fantastic idea. On the same day that every single leader of the free world went, this is stupid. You can't do this. And deluded, man. Musk's kids told Trump to shut up today. Is that... Oh, it can't be the one that he doesn't speak to, can it? Can't be. You're watching on TV and typing on your phone. Multitasking like a typical woman. That's out of order. There's no such thing as a typical woman, is there? Don't like GB menu, mainly because it's usually the best dishes don't get through. Because the chef's other dishes are rubbish. Meh in general, but may have a shop to sell your jams and chutneys, which is fantastic news. That's got to balance out the meh, hasn't it? Come on. If it all goes through, happy days, mate. Sent your friend to Tom Kerridge's pub back when Tom Kerridge won it. I remember seeing him on there. There was a sitcom. What was the sitcom that he was in? Was it After Henry? Prunella Scales, I'm sure it was After Henry. I recognised the voice, and as I walked in to make myself a cup of tea, there was a very young teenage Tom Kerridge with a full head of hair. I didn't realise he was a child actor. Who'd have thunk it? Not me. Typical woman is crazy and one word away from murder. Ooh. Easy now. Easy ladies, don't. Nah, they're alright. They're alright. The £1,000 back from the taxman helped as well. Very, very, very rare that you get them. How's Rhythm treating you? You're 9 and tired. Is that the one? Live there. You sent us a pic, did you? Ali-ali-o. Ali-ali-ali-o. Ali-ali-ali-o. Is this going to work this week? Because it wasn't working last week, was it? Oh, it is. There you go. There's our Ali. Got me on TV. Living La Vida local. Lovely jubbly. They didn't really advertise the market was back last week. Hope it's better this week. Fingers crossed. Gingers crossed, as you say in Japan. That's a good cup of tea. That's the right temperature as well, that one. I've nailed it tonight. There's a massive head on the TV, isn't it? And I haven't got a massive head in real life either. Also going to be doing Llanfairfechan market next month. Did I butcher that one? What does my hat says? It says Nicky or Nice or Nicece, I don't know. Never knowing how that's pronounced. Nicce. I thought I needed a fairly summery coloured one. As long as it's non-alcoholic, yep. I've still got my non-alcoholic beer in the fridge, haven't I? They're going to be out of date soon. I should have got one of them tonight. I should have got one and tested this live. But I didn't. A mocktail, we've got mocktails, yeah. As we have quite a few non-drinkers, don't we? Which is a bit strange considering it's a pub. There's plenty of non-drinkers. I should have gotten a Asahi, shouldn't I, today? Because it's warm in here. And I've got the window open. Feel like you need a hot stroopwafel with your brandy? Absolutely. They do sell them in our Tesco. And they're the ones that you put on top of your cup of tea so that the steam heats them up. But of course, my cups are always massive, so if I try to put mine on the top, I'd just float onto it. They are nice though. I haven't had any in ages. I'm going to buy some tomorrow. You're allergic to alcohol as well. Best way to be. Otherwise you end up in the same shit I've been cursed with. Can I say cursed with? Sometimes a little one we don't drink often. Best way to be. I didn't realise that I was drinking too much, but looking back at it, I was drinking far too much. And then my brain exploded. It's not good, is it? Jackie Lewis, what about you? How you doing, Jackie? Need a bigger waffle? We do. Always needs to be bigger, doesn't it? I'm struggling to find things I enjoy eating, because I really don't enjoy eating in general, so stroopwafels I do like. I'll probably need to go and find a bigger one. How do you find out you were allergic to alcohol? Don't just think for ages it might have been hangover. You're like the house in Murrug Street, is that? With a view of the rugby field. Hi, Jackie. Anyone remember the self-heating drinks they had years ago? I remember you could buy cups of coffee, couldn't you? Or cans of coffee, and when you clicked it, it went hot. That was weird. Self-heating, very strange. Fur babies are all okay. Lego started his spring shedding a few months too early. Ah, poor Lego, man. It's going to be freezing once the next Beast from the East hits next week or whenever it is. There's always one, isn't there? There's one every few weeks until it's June or something mad. Or at least that's what they tell us. Not been drinking over 30 years and since discovered that you're now allergic. Because as much as a bit of alcohol hits your system, you're down for at least a day, if not more. Bloody hell, man. Heavy that, innit? You must have virtual alcohol these days, rarely any real ones. Best way to do it. Best way to do it. I'm not missing it. Even walking down the wine aisle, which I have to do all the time to get to me non-alcoholic wine, and I had to buy me mum a bottle tonight of normal wine. Doesn't bother me. I thought it might be a problem. We'll be walking down there looking at all the stuff that I used to have myself. No. Just another, could be bread. Could be anything, doesn't matter. Just more stuff. More overpriced shite. Does it make you sick? Bar in Manchester bought bitters in an orange juice and lemonade. Your head went spaced within minutes and you were laid up for 4 days. What? That's a good way to find out, isn't it? Bloody hell, man. Peniophobia. You're not scared of penia? What's penia? Or is that alcoholic thingy? Phobia. Extra hot skinny latte with an extra shot. Becoming your go-to now, that, isn't it? On the other end of the spectrum, your dad couldn't get discharged from the hospital, Casper, because, or before he took Antabus. It makes you sick if you do drink. What? Scared of pens? Not quite how I read that one, to be honest with you. Peniophobia. Close but no cigar. Someone you knew was on anti-abuse. Afraid of poverty. Well, we learn something new every single week, don't we? How do we get you read that A as an S? I did as well. I was thinking, what's she on about? This can't be the real Jackie Lewis, could it? Scared of that? How could you be scared of that? The car parks of Northern Ireland would be floods of tears if that was the case. Did it work though yet? Did it work? Scared of long ridged things that fit in your hand? Like breadsticks. It's weird, alcohol. Such a strange thing. We're just, I don't know, we're surrounded by it. There's no getting away from it. Football teams sponsored by it. If anything else ever happens in your life, I got a promotion at work. Oh, brilliant, let's go for a pint. I got married. Let's go for a pint. I've had a baby. Let's go with the baby's head. Let's go for a pint. The doctor said I'm an alcoholic. Oh, brilliant, let's go for a pint. No, don't fucking work that way, man. We need to get away from it a bit, I think. It's not good. You learnt that word today. Thank you for sharing that with us, J-Lou. We like learning on here. Dad started drinking when his dad died in 93. And in 2013 he died, so it doesn't take you long. Bloody hell, it doesn't. Even though he drowned, he would have passed within a few years. Just, it's not good. Once you get so reliant on anything, there's just no getting away from it. Doof, have you seen the Hawk since? Lads, off for a bath. No worries, mate. Catch you later. Yeah, stay in the shallow end. Not been seen for a few days. What kind of hawk are we talking? Jackie, your dad died in 2013 as well. Mouth and throat cancer. It's a horrible, horrible disease, isn't it? Both my dad's mum and dad passed away because of that. Horrible. It didn't work. He started drinking a week later. Not good. 4-star hotel in Deganwy. Didn't say there was Baileys in the ice cream. As soon as it hit your lips, they started buzzing. And not in a good way. Your smoking addiction is bad too. Stop that. Stop that. Easier said than done though, isn't it? It's not good for you. Not healthy. Says the one whose head exploded. must have scared him off. Oh. Alright, if you've got a video on your channel of him, I'll have a look at that. Don't know what hawk it was. If it was a hawk, but it was definitely a bird of prey. There's quite a few round by us. There's sparrow hawks. There's a pub called the Sparrow Hawk because they're so regular around here. Kestrels, buzzards, something else. Quite a few raptors. Peregrine falcons. Seen a few of them. You see plenty of them in cities, don't you? Peregrines. Picking off pigeons and stuff and slow moving boids. Amazing things, those hawks. Dad's parents had it, or your mum's dad's parents had it. Your grandfather's whole life he was terrified of getting it. It's just always there. Why can't you see Laz in the chat? Because he was in the Twitch. He was over in Twitch. Helping me out over on Twitch. Along with the other 6,000 people. There's not 6,000 people. Got a sparrow hawk that takes out birds at your feeding station in the garden. It's nature, you can't even get in the way of it, can you? Got to let him get on with it. He's only on the bit by my head. He's on the screen. New fence is going up today and tomorrow. Oh, was it reasonable? Did it cost you your spleen or something? Really should set the laptop up. Took out one of your woodpeckers last year. Nature's nature, innit? You can't get in the way of it. It's horrible. Remember seeing an interview with a BBC wildlife cameraman, and he said it's horrible at times when you're following these animals for like months and months and months. Serengeti plain, these gorgeous little babies grow up to be sort of almost make it to adulthood, and next thing you know, something comes along and just snarls them to bits. So you can't get in the way of it. You can't intervene. You can't intervene. You should let them do their business. We're here to film what happens, not to get in the way of it. But it must be horrific. All Men has 6,000 people watching. Balls Appreciation Day. Every day is a Balls Appreciation Day if you're a lad, isn't it? Appreciate them being there. Sent me the doofid. Cheers, Ali Ali out. Yeah, as they say in Family Guy, damn nature, you scary. It is. And we have to remember as well, we might think we're top of the food chain, but, we're not really. Throw us in the sea and see how high we go on our that food chain. When great whites turn up, we aren't at the top. Or if we are, there's several other animals up there with us. Do you love birds of prey? When you were a kid, got to have red kites on your arm. They're massive as well, aren't they? There's a few of them fly around Liverpool. There's a photographer in Liverpool who keeps taking photographs of them flying around the Liver buildings. Stunning looking things. Costing out. How's an executive doing it for next door? But they have a raised garden and it won't go up, so they have to put, oh right, they've got to do yours as well. Lovely jubbly. Saw a picture today with a guy looking at a bird in a bird book. And the same species of bird landing and sitting on the page. What? Did it come over and say, that's me Uncle Joey, me Uncle Jim, me Uncle Dave there. Mad, innit? Even took your old fence wood away. That's for the 12th. That's what that's for. That is a result. That's what's known in the trade as a right Brucey bonus. No barbecue. There'll be a barbecue on the 12th. The entire fucking street will be on fire. Yes, the asteroid chilling in space waiting for the Earth to pop along as top of the food chain. It will, of course, wait until Liverpool have won the title, and then it'll decide to hit afterwards. Couldn't do it beforehand, could it? No, no, no. Just one, but it faces your way and it's on your part. Carlin got a dash, got home from the gym and made 16 jars of 2 jams, is that? Yeah. Now I've 2 preserving pans to clean. Oh, good luck, mate. Catch you later, bud. 2 damp for keeping 12. Are you now? Oh, I see. Very busy. Rather you than me. I don't mind doing the washing up, but the stuff like that must be an absolute nightmare to try and clean. There's another asteroid that's coming in 2026. And according to a 600 metre gap, if it passes just right, it will also hit in 2032, but people would freak out if they knew how often the possibility. The possibility of asteroids hitting us is pretty much, it's going to happen. It will definitely happen, but there's not a high chance of it happening. Makes no sense, I know, but because of the sheer amount of things that are out there, you can tell by looking at the moon. The craters on the moon are caused by things hitting it because that's what happens. But the space is so vast, for something to hit you is truly astronomical. So it's both guaranteed to happen and it won't happen at the same time, which is strange, man. Not shocked. Musk and his boyfriend making deals without other people getting involved, which I think possibly might be seen as being empire building. And we know how empires go, don't we? How's the Ottoman Empire getting on? How's the Roman Empire getting on? How's the British Empire getting on? None of these things exist anymore because you can only go so far and then it all collapses. It's not good. Take it from a country that had an empire up until recently. It doesn't work out. It does not work out. And then to protect your empire, you have to spread your military so wide across the globe that you can't win wars. Don't work, mate. Don't work. And then your allies who normally stand with you when you go to war will say no because you're stealing other people's countries. It's not good, is it? Needs to be more chill in the world, I think. A lot more chill. Be more chill. Just be sound. Just be sound. Does that mean that you have to paint it? Do you have to sort that out, Jackie? Do you have to do it, or will they do it for you as well? Yeah, I bet the other boyfriends get contracts. Of course they will. That's all it is. It's just a big money grab. The mafia would be embarrassed about what's going on in the world these days. We would be cheeky enough to try half this stuff ourselves. Madman thing. No, they'll paint it when they finish. How have you managed this? How have you managed that? The Kuiper Belt alone is just outside the planet and full of asteroids. 11 waiting to enter us. Does sound very, very... But you see, we're alright with the Kuiper Belt as well because we've got Jupiter, which swallows up loads of these fast-moving objects around the solar system. Because of its massive gravity, it attracts them to it instead of us, which is good. And also a lot of them will sort of fly around close to the likes of the Earth and what have you. Then it'll get trapped partially into Jupiter's atmosphere and, sorry, not atmosphere, into its gravitational pull and then get flung out towards the Oort cloud. Know what I mean? to deal with Musk having his son on his shoulders, afraid of assault. Probably is, isn't he? Human shield. Video on the beach was class. The next one is going to look better, Ali Ali-O, I promise you. I'm going to take a better camera next time. Even though the Osmo Pocket 3 is fantastic, it's more for just sort of vlogging round towns, I think. Next time I go, I'll take a better camera. Bonjour, Donald. Sexiest thing you've heard in a while, but you're old. Need to get out more. Yeah, give it a few years. Oh, man. Wales gone to shit, hasn't it? No, just no, Jeff. That might be to do with, Greenland and Gaza. Is that what's to do with? I don't know. Why are you getting involved, Jeff? Still on book 10. You'd have been finished and been on book 4 or whatever your next series is if it hadn't have been for Mankman and other stuff. So again, thank you very much, Mandy, for all the work that you put in. It's very much appreciated. It wouldn't have got done by me. Or if it would have done, it'd have been some half-arsed effort with just 4 or 5 pictures and then tunes over it. So no, at least it was a proper video this time. Which means that to keep you busy, I'm going to have to start making more songs, aren't I? Get you on the books as my creative director. There you go. Time you levelled up. It is. Seems as though you never shut up. The reason why you haven't levelled up as much, Jackie Lewis, is because you always fall asleep. You missed out on about 4 days worth of chatting just by falling asleep on the sofa or in bed. How do you? You've been ill for a few weeks and had a lot going on in the family. Sorry to hear that. You're all alright now. You're around again. Good to see it. On the up. What more can you ask for? Oh Christ. Life is just shit sometimes. It is. It is. Unfortunately. But when it is, don't forget we're all here. You know where we are. And a problem shared is a problem halved and all that stuff. Which is actually very, very true. You're okay now. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. First one was enough. You're retired from video making now. No. That's what you think. No. In fact, the next one's going to be a 28-minute prog rock classic. Try and make a video for that one, eh? Not watching the football tonight, I'm not. I'm trying not to myself. I should be there. I've got a season ticket, but I can't be asked. Sold it. Thought, no, not having it. Even looks like you. Braided hair. What? It's a great video. And it's got plenty of views, hasn't it? Where are we up to now? I'll have a look on my dashboardy thing. On my dashboardy thing. That's what it's technically called. 82 views we're up to. People are loving Mankman. Don't even know who's playing, to be honest. It is Everton versus Liverpool. The Merseyside derby. So Thomas will be there. I would have been there, but I can't be asked, so no, we'll get beat. As is looking very likely now. Only heard workmen discussing watching it tonight, yep. On account of the fact that there's a huge amount of both Everton and Liverpool fans in Northern Ireland, which can be seen every time, every weekend, whenever the planes come in. Loads of fans come over, constantly. You hate football. Lots of fit men running around in tight shorts. You don't like that? Not like you at all, is it? Jackie Lewis. The clue's in the name. Mank Man, not Mank Mandy, yes. It's a dude with long hair, or at least a floppy fringe anyway. Just rolling a certain something. Not a Sisyphean rock rather. I always get that mixed up. Not a big fan of the Ponzi gobshites either. They are a bit, aren't they? I don't know. Like I said earlier, it's our last season at Goodison Park. This is the last derby. I couldn't do it. I'm sort of looking forward to getting this over and done with so it's not a thing anymore. Every time we have a game, there's one less game and there seems to be heaping pressure on us. Every game's got to be this cup final and it can't work that way. Once it's out the way and we're in the new stadium, maybe it'll just relax. Possibly, I don't know. Rugby for real men. Rugby league starts up again this week. In fact, is it tomorrow? Is the first game tomorrow? I'm going to have to check this now before I lose my mind. Sky Rugby League. Work, wouldn't it, if I could spell rugby? Type in one-handed. Thursday the 13th, yes. Oh, and it starts off with a borough derby. Wigan Warriors versus Lee Leopards. We're both in the borough of Wigan. Friday, Catalan v Hull. And Hull KR v Castleford, I watched that one. Who else have we got? Saturday. 2 games on Saturday. Leeds Wakefield. St Helens versus Salford. We're starting off with loads of lots of local clashes. Forgot Wakefield were back up as well. Sunday, Huddersfield versus Warrington. Every game's on Sky as well. I love me rugby league. Rugby league and boxing I prefer to football, to be honest with you. The greatest YouTube cafe drink server ever. Our Elliot, she's always behind there. Great, more sport. You don't have to watch it, Mandy. You'll be too busy making the next video anyway. Stop moaning. You're going to be able to get memorabilia from the stadium once it's closed for good. You never know. There might be. I think we'll probably find it. We'll get an email or something coming up, I think. Please do not take your seat with you, as the entire stadium might collapse around you. But they'd also be stupid not to give us the opportunity to buy things. This is my 29th season in the same seat. I think I deserve something from that. We all type one-handed. Someone had to say it, Jackie Lewis. Dracula sleeps on your right arm. Oh man, yeah. Plenty of practice. Boxing, golf, tennis, snooker, darts. You can't be arsed watching that. Boxing's fantastic, and I thought being Irish you'd have loved boxing as well. Very, very huge tradition in Ireland of good boxing, good quality boxing as well. Rugby league is one of my favourites. I love that. And it gets to a certain point in the football season where I've just had enough. There's an oversaturation of it these days. You can literally, what was it on yesterday? My dad was watching Man City versus Real Madrid, and on Sky there was something like 15 live games on, all at the same time. Just press the red button, pick whichever one you wanted to watch. Wrexham were on there, Tranmere were on there. Just stupid, man. There's too much of it. Hit saturation point, and after a while, it's just, I've had enough of this. That's why I look forward to the rugby league season starting. That goes all the way through to October from February, and I never get tired of watching that. Football, I get bored. Or I start watching the lower leagues, because it's a bit more honest. It's a bit less about the money down there. Even last night, watching the FA Cup, Exeter City versus Nottingham Forest. Exeter were the lowest ranked team left in the competition. Notts Forest were the highest ranked team left in the competition. And it was a massive, massive game between the two. It was fantastic. Very, very enjoyable to watch. Whereas tonight, have you even watched 5 minutes of it? Jackie, you've got one glued to your side, one nestled between your calves. Are we on about animals, or are the workmen still there? Is that what you're telling us? Living hot water bottles, they are, aren't they? Animals. Especially if they never leave you alone. Ali, you're not that violent. You don't have to be. I see a lot of things like that as getting it out of my system vicariously. Let someone else do it. I don't want to go around punching people in the face. Let them do it for a living. I'll just watch. Golf and darts are more interesting to do compared to watch. I could not watch golf. It used to be okay when Peter Alice was doing the commentary, where he'd just go off on one and start talking about seagulls and things. Just bores me to tears. Plus, I live in a seaside town on the northwest where we are surrounded by golf courses and by people driving Volvos who are all into golf stuff. It's never fucking ending. I hate it. First year we moved here, the British Open was at Birkdale. Just getting to know the roads, and then everywhere was completely closed. It was gridlocked. It was horrific. And if it happened now, I'd know where to go, obviously. Am I watching the score? I'm trying not to. I can just see it there, like, well, it's not good, by the way. You did try crazy golf once. Did any of the holes explode? I mean, the holes on the golf course. It wasn't that exciting, was it? Yeah, crazy golf. It's only crazy golf if someone streaks across the course, or the holes explode, or, I don't know, one of the greens is made out of jelly or something. I don't get why it's crazy just because it's a fucking windmill. Is Esther watching a match? I don't think she is. She was talking earlier on about being knackered. He was on Blue Sky earlier. Isn't all golf crazy? It is. The only thing I'd say about golf, the one thing I do love, is when the camera is here and they're all the way down that side, and they whack a ball off the tee and it's coming right towards you. I'd love to be there with a cricket bat just to see how far I could hit that ball back. I bet it'd make an amazing sound. Fwadung all the way down. Yeah, not my kind of thing. Not even the Ryder Cup. Just not into it. Darts I don't really like watching, but I can understand why the World Championship always seems to be really popular. Seems to be a really good, a good vibe, a good atmosphere. Is it called mini golf? Mini golf, crazy golf. It's all the same, innit? Pitch and putt, yep. There's loads of different words for pretty much the same thing, isn't there? It's indoors, of course. You have to be crazy to watch or play golf. Not even to watch your Rory. Man, they used to play crazy golf and pitch and putt, but only on holiday. Well, I bet you'd have got a pitch and putt or a crazy golf in Rill, haven't they? Would you bother your arse going there to play that in your hometown, or should I say your home city? You just wouldn't, would you, while you're away though? Yeah, it's sound. In the same way that I can't think of anyone that'd just go trampolining in their own city. You always fuck off somewhere else to do it. Never seen it indoors. The ones where they have the different obstacles, yeah, there's always a windmill. And there's normally like a gorilla or something, isn't there, with the legs getting wide and short and all that weird. Need to get out golfing when it gets nicer, Joe, yeah. Or smoking some weed on the golf course. Does that not make it more difficult to putt the ball? Or is that the point? Was there a windmill or a bridge, Ali-Ali-O? Was there? Which one was that? Was there both? Played the oldest pitch and putt course in the world, apparently, in the middle of Edinburgh. If it was in Scotland, I would believe it straight away. They were playing golf there before the fire was invented. Is it for... No, it's not F-O-U-R, it's F-O-R-E, as in forward, forward. Watch out for... Fore and aft. For... Weed and golf. A fun combo. You would totally do that. There you go, open a centre. There was a Ramps Bridges. Press that in. I knew there was one on the north coast-ish somewhere. Yeah, it's smoke weed during any sport. To be fair, I think it would improve quite a few sports. Yeah, the term for in golf is thought to have originated in Scotland as the shortened version of the word before, to warn others of an approaching golf ball. The people that were playing before us, for. Not swimming. You haven't tried hard enough. I think stoned diving would be quite impressive, wouldn't it? Yeah, the outdoor sports, definitely. Apart from maybe skeet shooting and archery. Probably not. Probably better off having a nice clear head when you're doing stuff like that. You'd shout heads of a soccer ball or football is coming towards you. Yep. I think we'd shout something similar, but there'd be a few more F's involved. As in, watch it, get heads. Pitch and putt is more like proper golf, but less walking. Yeah. Crazy golf or mini golf is that little bit where there's a few little small tap, 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 get it through a windmill, tap, 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 hit a wall, bounce off another wall. Pitch and putt is more, yeah, you have to pitch it down a distance and then put it in normally. Shite, we're getting beat. Ah, well. To hell with the consequences, who cares? Had to get the clubs for that course in Edinburgh, staggered around the course. What? Can't smell it the same outdoors. Well, you would do, wouldn't you, if it was in a swimming pool? Watching Nevermind the Buzzcocks and Courtney Love is really scary. She was always fairly scary. Apparently, though, I read something somewhere. She's a proper full-on music aficionado. Knows her stuff inside out. She went to a record store somewhere in, was it New York? The fella that wrote about it said she was the most amazing person ever. Spent loads of time talking to us. Didn't want the shop to be closed so she could go round getting what she wanted to. Just spent loads of time. Remembered who we were when we seen her weeks later. Bought loads of good stuff. Knew all the facts about these bands and everything. And we're dead nice. But she does come across as being fairly scary. Is smoking it legal where you live? Been legal medically in Ohio since 2017. Recreationally since 2023. It was decriminalised here years ago and then they brought it back as being criminalised. Which is stupid. Everyone's going around slicing each other to bits. Let them smoke a bit of weed and calm down. Your type of golf. Pub golf is your type of golf, isn't it? Well, it isn't because you don't drink, but you know what I mean. As medically as in the bottle type stuff. Medical weed is the same as recreational, but just harder to get. There's only 2 or 3 places you can go to get it, whereas There's about 50 or 60 people on street corners you can get normal stuff from. But if you can buy it normal, can't you? Got a friend who lives in Las Vegas. Just going down the shop, I need to buy this. I need to buy milk, bread, and so much weed. Place next door, it's alright, just go in. What? Oh, hang on. Hang on, will ya? Hang on, will ya? You sent me a pic, the only one you've got, which is by the Charlatans. There you go, look at that. That's proper crazy golf, that, isn't it? That looks like a proper night out. Very nice. Very, very nice. If some people can swim without getting their hair wet, smoking should be no problem. Exactly. Where there's a will, there's a way. Weed is much safer than alcohol, socially at least. Less crap involved if legal. It is. Less dangerous to you. But it's not taxed over here, so alcohol is not just allowed, but fated. And you can't touch that other stuff because we haven't managed to tax it yet. As soon as it's taxed, it'll be made sound. You know what I mean? Another chocolate here for our Mandy. The spoon does me in. Look at that. How good's that? Little bear spoon. I've seen people in swimming baths or jacuzzi with a full makeup. You're grateful you wash your face every day. That must feel weird. I don't know, I've never had a full face of makeup anyway, but in a jacuzzi like that, does it not feel odd? Still illegal in Denmark, unfortunately, for now anyway. Yeah, not as much crime or violence as a result. Snorkel. A snorkel will work, wouldn't it? Dan, how you doing, bud? Illegal over there as well. Since when has Northern Ireland give a shit about legal or illegal for doing stuff? Gearing up to go into work. Good stuff. Still enjoying it? I did throw the last live on in the car. I didn't see it live, I was working, but when I went to pick my daughter up, I threw it on in the car. Hope the snow has eased off a bit there. It's mad, isn't it? The world has gone absolutely haywire. What was it last week? There was snow in Texas, and yet it was about 6 or 7 degrees up in Norway or something mad. Fucking mental. About to walk in. Is it far to go to get there? Just round the corner. You're in the parking lot. Lovely stuff. Ready to smash it out the park, lad. You're stuck in your front yard over the night. What? Actually, it's just mad the way the weather has changed completely. I know it was 2 or 3 years ago there was snow in Madrid in June or July or something crazy. Just absolutely bizarre. Yep, hope you have a good day there. Good day, good evening. Seems though it's a late one, isn't it? Working nights. Don't be sending snow this way. Have you not got any? Are we not supposed to have some coming fairly soon? Or is that just, have I read the wrong thing? Probably have, haven't I? Well, 15 minutes away from home. Oh, it's not too bad, I suppose, isn't it? Leave some tea for the rest of it. There's always tea here, mate. In thermos, because we're worth it. Yeah, we don't want any more snow. We want a bit more warm weather. Warm weather for the beach. You get less snow than Spain, can't say you hate it. We get very little snow here. And if it does land, it lands for about 10 minutes, that's it. But it did snow the other week and it stuck around. A friend in Wisconsin was saying they'll be getting about a foot of snow in the next few days. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad how the States all of a sudden, there's just snow everywhere. I know it does get snow, obviously. Anyone who's watched any films based in New York or Chicago or wherever sees plenty of snow, but just mad all of a sudden it's just everywhere. It's mad thing, fam. Had a colleague going on skiing holiday in Spain. They do have mountains around there, don't they? So there must be some snow constantly. Don't work too hard. Absolutely not. Is that finished yet? Must have finished. Yeah, the whole world's gone a bit crazy when it comes to weather. And we're seeing it all the time. We're seeing floods in places that normally would have droughts. Droughts in places that would normally have snow. The North Pole is about 20 degrees warmer than it should be. The world's gone mental. Going outside for your Moroccan woodbine, no problem. See you in a bit, doof. No snow here. We had a shit summer last year, what feels like a forever winter. You ready for spring? Someone else mentioned that the other day, and I can't remember where I've seen it, but this winter seems to be hanging on and hanging on. It doesn't feel that cold, but it just feels like it's just hanging on for that little bit longer until spring kicks in. But spring's about ready now, I think. No, middle of February. We're not far off, are we? Be safe. Watch out for the llamas. Oh yes, llamas. The Pyrenees Mountains, yeah. If you come through there, we drove through Andorra on the way to Roses, not far from Barcelona. The Pyrenees are the snow there pretty much permanently, isn't it? Summer was okay at first, but then been a bit damp for a few months. Oh, what? Do not VAR that, please do not VAR that. My phone's just come up with something very nice. Please do not VAR that, please. An equaliser in the 8th minute of injury time. What? How's that worked? Right, blow your final whistle, you prick. Sorry, football. The air goes over a giant continent, whereas ours goes over and is tempered by the ocean. But it still can be plus 16 in February and minus 20 in April. It is mad, isn't it? Yeah, and I've mentioned it loads of times. We get the Gulf Stream, where it comes to the Gulf of Mexico, heats up. And we've got that warm-ish, moist air that hits us and hits like France and sort of Bay of Biscay and all that. Keeps us a lot warmer than the rest of mainland Europe. Then gets pushed up by the likes of the Pennines, and then it hits the cold air coming from the pole. So that's why we get loads and loads of rain in the likes of Manchester and Leeds and Huddersfield and places like that. But you can't change where you live. You can't move a country. Move it a bit further south, it's better off. So we're just used to it. 10 minutes, they're going to score again, aren't they? I can tell. Play till they score. Why is there so much? Oh no, they are checking it, aren't they, VAR? Have they binned it? I reckon they're about to bin it off, aren't they? -20, you just move, you couldn't stick that, you get used to it. Take cold over heat any day, just wrap up in the cold. You can't take anything else off, can you? It's a goal. As it stuck, Kev, how you doing, bud? As it stood, are they still playing? Oh. Do you want a bucket of tea? We can do you a bucket of tea. There you go. Have your bucket of tea. Need a break? What's going on, man? Um, 2 weeks ago it was 16 plus in Greenland because of warm weather. Shut up from the tropics while America froze. Mad. Texas getting snow and freezing, and Greenland is summer weather. Mad, isn't it? Anything over 15°C is too warm. We like just to get in the middle. Middle's alright, I like the middle. May is warm there as well. It's usually 16 to 20 in the daytime. I don't mind that. It's a good temperature. Goal stands, yes. BBC are taking a while to come through. But apparently we're in the 12th minute of extra time, injury time. I'm not watching it on my phone. Just the BBC scores. Man. All over, Red Rover, is it? If you do anything physical more than 15 degrees means sweat. It's good for you though. Greenland is warmer now than America. Or is it warmer now that it is American? Full time 2-2, yeah, go on, I'll have that. Everton snatch a dramatic point in the final Merseyside derby. Yeah, I'll take that. I would have took a point beforehand anyway. That's another point closer to keeping us up. If the air is dry, the sweat disappears instantly. Massive player fight at the end is right. Smash them red bastards everywhere. See, they don't like it, Liverpool, when things go against them. Get amongst them, lad. Go ahead, get amongst them. Fucking smash his head in, lad. The stewards try to separate them. What? To hell with the consequences. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. A week ago it was colder in northern Mexico than up by your uncle's house south of the Arctic. It's fucked it. And climate change is fake apparently. It should not be warmer in the Arctic Circle than it is in northern Mexico. 2 Reds after full time. What? Who's got the Reds? I don't mind that. Get amongst them. Go on, fucking smash their heads in, lad. It's really dry there, even when it's not raining. That's because you're the Emerald Isle. Abdoulaye Doucouré is shown a second yellow and a red card. Don't mind. He can be out and Charlie Alcaraz can come in for us. I don't mind that at all. And Liverpool manager Arne Slot is sent off as well. Oh, I thought he was supposed to be dead relaxed and calm. Big Arnie. He'll be back.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Very poor. I apologise. Easter eggs in shops there and pancake mix. The Easter egg started to appear about 3 days after New Year's Day, didn't it? Stupid. We haven't even got to Valentine's Day yet. Normally they hammer you with that, don't they? Heart-shaped chocolate until the 14th, and then bang, the Jeezy Freak stuff comes out. Mad. Hope Tomash filmed it if he's there. He's there. I reckon he will be. If he wasn't there, he'd have popped in, I think. Would be deadly, would. Jones, Decore and Slot sent off the whistle. Steve-O! Abdoulaye Decore and Curtis Jones clashed in the celebrations there to sparkle that off. Still don't know what was said or done. Smashed them everywhere, man. Right, Decore celebrated in front of the Liverpool fans. Jones wasn't happy. It's funny that, because their players get allowed to do it all the time and nothing happens. One of the best ones of them ever though was Steven Gerrard. Gerrard, he's dead fucking big and he's hard, which he's neither. Thought he'd scored and ran the entire length to do a knee slide in front of the away fans. All the red men giving it loads. And the goal was disallowed and the entire stadium was just laughing at him. It was brilliant. Steve Gerrard. He's not even from Liverpool, a fucking idiot. Stop promoting violence, Nick, or I'll kick you in the barracks. Alright, J-Lu, calm down, will you? The average humidity over there, over a year, is 83%. The dry air in the interior of Sweden you really love. It's difficult though, isn't it, dry air? Makes the cold so less cold. Because it's dry, you don't feel the cold so much. Netherlands was like that, definitely. But the cold air you need to be careful of because it gives you a really, really bad cough. Which is why a lot of people suffer when they're climbing Mount Everest. They get the Kumbu cough, they call it. Dry, and it makes it difficult to breathe anyway. Then you're moving up to a mountain, about 38,000 feet, just around the corner from where Louise is. Seen Christmas ads in June last year. It's mad, isn't it? What a finish from Tarkovsky. Love it, love it. It's only a point. We didn't get beat, that's the main thing. But I didn't hear anyone screaming like I did earlier on when the goal went in. That's down to VAR, isn't it? Dukey's stuck on one tune, is it? I'll try and push it onto another one. Yep. Hello, Steve-O. Hello, Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field. And our Ruby Roo too. Now, the Dukey's definitely stuck, isn't it? Because at the moment, that should be on there. There you go, it's caught up. Just needed a bit of pissing around with, as always. As all streams do, to be honest with you. Kirsty, you're good, you're just lurking. Are you lurking, working or shaking? Good to have a lurk occasionally. Are you fully charged? How are the kitties? Are they driving your hertz, man? Oh, man. My Silla's giving me a bit of jip tonight. I dropped Jess off at work earlier today. Came home and spent about 4 hours napping on the sofa. Absolutely wiped out. That's what ozone, sea air and sand can do to you. 12% battery, that's not good enough. So to air where we are. Did I push buttons? I just did to get it working again. Buttons have been pressed. Kittens are driving you mad. That's what they're there for though, aren't they? To keep you on your toes. Oh man. I'm back in work tomorrow though. I've had 2 days off and I'm back tomorrow. But Jess is off on Friday. Half the Gladys Street end was in the corner celebrating when he scored. Love to see it. Love to see it. It's only a point, but we need all the points. Where's the football icon? He's in the front room watching the television. Oh, you don't mean me dad, do you? Here's a football icon. Wrexham Hall of Famer. There you go. Footy icon in the corner. Keep you entertained. Yeah. The full moon might be affecting him. My mate's a copper up in Preston. He's from Southport, but obviously you can't work on your own patch. So he does Preston. And he says there's one particularly naughty estate, as they call it up here. It's a very naughty estate. That whenever there's a full moon, it just goes absolutely crazy. It's just, they check the calendar. When's the next full moon? Oh, bollocks, I'm on my shift. Everyone's going to start going nutty. And that's why they call them lunatics. It's to do with the moon. And if the moon can move entire oceans, entire bodies of water, we are made of water. So much of us is made of water, so does that not affect us as well? The gravity of the moon, does it swish the blood and the water around in our heads and send us a little bit Guess that's why they call us the Blues. There's I think Thomas mentioned it the other day, didn't he? There's a banner that we had in 1984 which said, "Sorry Elton, I guess that's why they call us the Blues," and that has been remade for this season. That'll be up and waving at the moment. Bit late, footy heavy stream this. It's the Merseyside derby, man. Merseyside derby. Anyway, how's your knitting? You knitted anything recently? Of course you haven't knitted anything recently. How could you? You've been film directing. Cosgrove hauling. If anyone needs any videos making, you know where to go to now. I'm Andy. A friend works with homeless people. Anytime the moon is full, the place goes mad. It is. I'm convinced. Again, that's why they call it lunatics. It's nothing to do with anything else apart from lunar. Tick. Oh, me. Think how lucky women who were hysterical were treated. It's weird. I watch loads of things on Talking Pictures TV, which is a Sky channel. I think it's on Freeview as well, actually. Loads of films from like the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s and what have you. Lots of 60s, 70s TV shows. The amount of women getting slapped to shit in films was insane. I remember it happening back then and not blinking about it. All these years later watching them, it's making me wince. I think this is just, how did we get away with treating people like that? Even actors. It's not messing around. There's no like, I'll pretend to slap it. It was fucking wadang. Everyone's smoking. Fellas are complete bastards. Mad. I'm hysterical. There you go. Why? Who thought that was a good idea? Ground is half full, singing it. Don't you love us? Anyway, that's it. That's the last one. The last derby at Goodison. It's over and done with. We now have 6 games left, is it? Something like that. And that's it. Then we are off to Bramley Moordock, or whatever they're calling it. The Qatar Airways Stadium or something. I still think we should call it the Ketihad or the Scalliance. The Scalliance Arena would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Because it's like the Alliance, but it's full of scalds, lad. Know what I mean? Dishforth, Caudle, Brough, certain form, Brock and lozenges. Herrick, Surgeon, Critic, Wish. Couldn't have said it any better. Slidey writing, yep. Brookside, got in there with a bit of Scout stuff. Lovely stuff. Do not know how they were medically treated. What would he been given back then? for lunacy. Just a punch, that would be better, wouldn't it? Just calm yourself. Padded wallpaper. Chuffing originally. You suddenly turned northern, have you? Speaking of chuffing original, where's our Louise tonight? I know it's difficult to get a signal 38,000 feet up on Mount Pendle, but you know. Can she not get Starlink? If he has that in, oh, seriously, if you have Starlink in Russia, they should call it Joseph Starlink. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Might not go down too well, but I think that'd be a buzz. Electric shock therapy is the answer to that question. Plug them into the national grid and see what happens. I can see why they used to do it, because in theory it should work, shouldn't it? In practice though, it don't. It don't. Bendy Logic, is that those new foldable phones? It is, or I'm pretty sure I saw them supporting 8 Mile Radius in Toronto in 1972. One of, I think we're up to 346 bands who supported 8MR on that particular gig. What a night that was. Bendy Logic. Speaking of fucking lunatics, seen Trump with the signing the executive order to bring back plastic straws. What the fucking hell is wrong with that man? On its arse, innit? The world is on its arse. Evening Shabazz and the Hat. The hat. The famous hat. How you doing, Adam? How's things, bud? Heard today that the last of the 750,000 people who had no electricity after Storm Eowyn got it back yesterday evening. That's fucking ages, that, man. How long's that taken? Was that about 3 weeks ago or something? That must have been a really, really heavy... I know it was a heavy storm, but the sort of the fallout from it. I know I sent a little video, didn't I? Or showed you the video. Oh, me poem thing. Where the fence had blown down and took the wall with it by our Jess's work. That still hasn't been rebuilt. And that was, we didn't even have... I don't even think it was half the kind of weather that Ireland had. And it blew down an entire fence and took the wall with it. Crazy, man. Can't beat Mother Nature. You can try. She'll whoop your ass. It was a weekender. Now you've got me just singing that song in my head by Flowered Up. Good tune, that. So, weekender. Yep. About time. It's more than enough time, isn't it? Although they probably, somewhere like Ireland, if it's out in the sticks, you'd have to wait for it because we've got something else to do. Something else to do in Dublin, or something else to do in, you know, Cork or Galway or somewhere. They're going to come first. You can wait. And why? Everyone deserves the service, man. You're paying for it. Plastic straws haven't left America. And if that's the case, then what's he signing executive orders for? Fuck it. It's performative art, isn't it? The fella that got him on The Apprentice has apologised on behalf of the American, or on behalf of them to the American people. We should never have made him into what he is. Because he's not a successful businessman. Bankrupt 6 times. All the hotels with his name on it are owned by different people. He's a fucking lunatic, man. You had 2 pieces of slow roast beef cap for dinner. So much nicer than steak and cheaper too. It's a hidden cut. No one really buys it. It doesn't really matter about the cut. If you cook it long enough, most things will be alright, won't they? But if you can get a nice one like that, nice one. Trump declared all Americans are women. He's a fucking lunatic. Like over here, he wouldn't pass, would he? A a DBS to become a driving instructor, and yet they've made him the most powerful man in the world. I'm sorry, you're not allowed to be a driving instructor, you know, on account of the fact that you've been found guilty of the kind of thing that you should not be doing to women. An unconsensual act with a lady. Of course you can't be a driving instructor. You wouldn't be allowed to. We're not stupid. Here's the nuclear button. Last one was about 40 minutes east of you. Little town called Dunmore in County Galway. It is shocking. Well, it'll be shocking now that the Alecky's back on anyway. He said everyone was the sex they were at conception. Right. That's going to be... It's just... The stupid hurts. The stupid hurts. No Alecky or water for 3 weeks. That is ridiculous, man. Should kick the US out of NATO and let Ukraine in. They've been trying to get out of NATO for years, the Americans, haven't they? I don't think they realise that it works both ways, and obviously they do get involved and help other countries when they're facing hassles, but they haven't really gone into war by themselves, have they, without having all of NATO behind them, so it doesn't work well. Watching the Yanks test some Fanta the other day. They were moaning that they couldn't remove the cap properly. Take your hat off, different cap. All fetuses are initially female. Fetuses, feti. Don't know, what is it? Started going to a new butcher, for you anyway. He said, you can get me pretty much what you asked for. Rib cap, brisket on the bone, ribs, hanger steak, the full Monty. Yep. We are all of women born. We are all female to begin with. Signing out about the sexes making us all women. Only after 6 weeks, male develops. That's when the mouth works quicker than the brain. Mind you, I don't suppose you'd ever know about that, would he? Kick the US out of NATO, there'd be no more NATO. Well, there would still be a NATO, it wouldn't be as powerful, but it'd still exist. It wouldn't be the North Atlantic anymore, would it? Although there'd be Canada in there, I suppose. It'd be Northern Europe. So it'd be NATO. Was it blanks no one asked for? You're lurking on that live stream. You saw Caroline on there. Is she alright? Oh, this isn't going any cooler, you know. Considering it's supposed to be absolutely freezing outside. Right, you tend to isolate when you're feeling shit, but you're better now. Do you know what loads of people do that? Don't feel you have to. There's always people here, but you know, a lot of people do the same thing. I used to do it all the time, just go quiet. Are you alright? Yeah, I'll be alright. It was a while ago, I got through the coffee. I think I might have about half a bag left. My sister got one as well, she loves the coffee. And I don't drink a huge amount of it, but I like to start the day off with, actually yeah, I do. Start the day off with a couple of rather large mugs of it. My sister's only recently got into it the last sort of 5 or 6 years. So she likes all that now. Trying different things from around the world. And then I can pretend that I know loads of stuff because I've watched your videos. Oh yeah, I knew about that, I knew about that. As long as we stick with the Scandinavians and Polish would kick Russians' arse in the conventional warfare. The Russians can't afford to get involved in war. We couldn't just go into their country because there's too many of them, but they're using 1980s technology. They're not particularly well trained. Western Europe is vastly superior when it comes to technology. Yeah. I think they realise it as well, which is why the only thing that Russians can really do is either pay off politicians and people like Farage and Tommy Robinson and Katie Hopkins and people like that to cause as much trouble as possible and to interfere with elections. Work their way into social media, misinformation campaigns. I was watching a documentary about misinformation and disinformation, and a former section chief of MI6 was on, and he was talking about it. He said that they can't do anything. They literally can't do anything but cause as much hassle as possible, and they're really good at doing that. And if you have a look at certain political figures in this country and you follow where the money comes from, it always goes straight back to Russia. And it's working. Interfered in 2 elections in the US. Brexit, they interfered with over here in that election. And tried to interfere with a couple of British elections and then got called out about it. Was it Hungary or Bulgaria? They tried to interfere in that and he went, no, we're not having it. We're calling it void and we're starting again. Just, alright, you've caught us, doesn't matter. Just carry on, we're going to do it again. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Russians are pretty tough too. They are tough lads, but don't think there'll be any more. You may work with someone if and when you monetize the channel, but you won't be roasting. It's the good stuff as well, unfortunately. It's really, really nice. Yeah, as long as it's a half-decent strategy, Russia can be beaten easily with very little, absolutely. They know that as well. I think it's probably part of the reason why Putin wants to go back to, or what it's looking like is try and go back to the old Soviet Union. Take over part of Ukraine first. If that goes all right, that's your foot dipped in the water. Now we'll try and take Georgia, Azerbaijan, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and just start working the way around again. Bit more space, a bit of a buffer zone between them and Western Europe. Mad, isn't it? You're thinking more of the individual male. You always do. Jaguars, you always do. Read that they've used up the young people, using up the next generation. It's horrible, that, isn't it? Using up generations of people in a war they can't possibly end up finishing. Well, they can end up on the right side of it, but when you get rid of so many people, what have you won for? Mad, innit? Yeah, if you want to follow the money, most of the wheat comes from Ukraine. That's why Europe wants to keep them sweet. Yeah, there's a lot of corruption in Ukraine, mafia money. There is all over Eastern European, all over Eastern Europe. Ukraine, is it something stupid like 2/3 of the world's wheat comes from there? So of course, people want to control that, control the wheat, control a lot of what goes on in the world. You can hold people to hostage, can't you? We're not going to send you any wheat so you can't feed the people in your country. Okay, well, we'll vote for you. The world is corrupt. The thing is, though, the mafia wouldn't be cheeky enough to do what half of these countries are doing. They must be looking. I mean, the stuff that we had with the likes of 37 billion on track and trace, that didn't work. when the Germans said we could have theirs free of charge, the mafia probably looking going, why didn't we think of doing that? Because they're not cheeky enough. Oh, hang on. Adam.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It's there. Level 11. Yep. There's a reason why the countries are all pro-Ukraine. It's not because people are dying. If it was, what about the people of Yemen? We can't stand in solidarity with the people of Yemen because it's British bombs that are dropping on them at the moment. Unfortunately. Horrible, isn't it? People are people, except when they're not. Except when there's enough money to be made. Fucking horrific, isn't it? And then conservative Christians, who would Jesus bomb? For fuck's sake, man, these are people. Can we not just... I know you can't stop wars because people fight anyway no matter what you say, but just stop killing people. Or stop selling bombs and things to fucking lunatics who will use them to just go out and kill people. Let's chill. The wheel's gone mad. It has. Get everyone on the weed instead. Have a party. We'll get 8 Mile Radius to play a gig. There we go, sorted. I've just sorted out the entire world. Tax billionaires. Solve world hunger at an absolute stroke. We're just doing that. Get rid of medical insurance companies. Make things that are to keep you alive free of charge. Get rid of the Eurovision Song Contest. Here we go. Problem solved. Doggies are awake. Time to go for the evening walk. Gaan we naar buiten? Dog's going absolutely mental over there now. Wel te rusten hadden we. Ja, wel te rusten. Tot straks. Chilling doesn't make money. War does, yes. Unfortunately it does. Which is why if you have a look at some of the people that were involved in the right-wing neocon hawks, as they were called under George W. Bush, were all involved in companies that made a huge amount of money out of war. And they were constantly trying to find new battles to fight. Iraq, well, yeah, let's go and smash them to bits. Iran's next door. Can we not go there as well now? They looked at me funny last time we were there. It's fucking mad. Wales, gone mad, man. Dankjewel voor de gezelligheid. You are most welcome. Lovely to see you back as well. And if you need to reach out to people, there's loads of us around here. If you don't, you don't, but you know what I mean. Yeah, keep warm and keep safe. Sending love and hugs. You're not animating 8 Mile Radius either. Oh, too late. It's already gone out. The press release has gone out. A 28-minute 8 Mile Radius prog rock epic is being done by Mandy Studios in North Wales. Watch this space. I can hear the F's from here. 30 odd miles across the sea they've travelled. You're the same, Jaguars, you don't know enough. There's so much shit going on in the world. Sometimes it's good to be slightly ignorant of it, if I'm quite honest. Once you start looking into things and finding out what's actually happening, it's fucking horrible. Just carry on as long as you and your street are alright. That's probably a better way to go, to be honest with you. Worry about your house, worry about your neighbours maybe, and then let the rest of the world sort itself out. As long as you don't start coming for us. I'd be no good anyway. I won't be getting called up. Why shouldn't we pick? Why shouldn't we call you up for the reserves? I can't hold a fucking gun, man. I can't even hold me shopping from Tesco with my left hand. And I've tried. I tried to hold my camera by the top mount. And I can't. And that's a proper handle. With like sort of finger grooves in it and all kinds of stuff. I still can't do it. So I can't change the focal length. Listen to me getting all tech here. Can't change the focal length on my camera. So what you might see is the next couple of videos, there might be some little cuts just in between where I've had to stop, put the camera down, twizzy, start again. Can't keep up anymore. Have you tried Viagra? It's the innocent people who suffer the worst. They do, because it's never nothing to do with them. They're never the ones who cause any trouble. They're always the ones who suffer the worst. And I don't want to say same as it ever was, because it never used to be like that. Not all the time. We try and look after each other, but just that seems to have gone completely. Just be as nasty and as horrible as you can nowadays. There's money to be made, isn't there? You can do media coverage. Just about, man. Where is my camera? I'll put it back over there. I'd show you otherwise. But it's mad. I mean, there's no other way of doing it. How are you supposed to put it on my head? Do I balance it on my head and then do that? Then I can't see where it's going. Plus, I don't want to be stood there doing that, do I? Look at that, dickhead. Ali, yeah, Ali, are you okay? Are you okay, Ali? You have been on the bar all night on your own. This is because there's no piggly ding. I need to sort this shit out. Why is there no piggly ding? I can't get it to work without the microphone picking up what's happening in the background. Are you volunteering, Mandy? Are you? Are you? You're grand. Yeah, the short that Spencer put out. Might have been trying to do satire, but it was done badly and did not go down well. Yeah, I don't think it was done particularly well. If it was meant as a joke, we can take jokes, it's not a problem, but just seem to have missed the mark slightly. And then double down on it as well. Unfortunate. Although Liverpool got away scot-free, didn't we? We're all right. Although I don't know how I fit into this, because I am from Liverpool, but I do like Blair as well. I went to see Blair in 1991. They were brilliant. A much better band than Oasis as well, by the way, for those who are interested. That's from a technical standpoint as well as songwriting. There you go. You've done your shift for this year. You did. Was yours on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, wherever it was? When was it? I've got no idea. I can't remember half of these things anymore. Just doesn't get it. Yeah. Second apology video was worse. Doesn't like Northern Ireland or the Welsh. I don't get it. The UK's fantastic. All of the UK's fantastic. Northern Ireland, apart from you, obviously, you're pain in the arse, is fantastic as well. Yeah. I think maybe it was just, it didn't work the way you wanted it to, and rather than just say, I've cocked up with that one, double down and burned a few bridges. No es bueno, man. Yeah, I think he was trying to be sarcastic or a British piss take, and it didn't come across that way, did it? Took the first one down, yeah. Just, again, we know the things, well, most of us in here are British, we know the things that happen. You can take the piss out of each other, there's not a problem at all. There's a certain context to it, and if you know it, you know. You understand it straight away. If someone says something to you that other people will look at and think, oh, that's a bit nasty, and you laugh about it because you know exactly what it's meant or how it's meant. I've said some horrific things to my friends, and then we've just laughed about it, and they've said horrific things to me, and we know it's all a piss take because we know each other. When you're not quite in there and you try it, it comes across as being slightly different, which you've got to really be careful about. It's very subtle, but if you know, you know. So it didn't come across well, did it? See the Garen thing saying Ireland doesn't want the Americans trying to get all the passports, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people in Ireland who don't like this idea of Americans calling themselves Irish, do they? When you look at like 7th generation, I'm Irish. Are you really? And it's the same with Italians, isn't it? I'm Italian. You don't fucking look like you're Italian or sound like you're Italian. You know what I mean? Dan has the personality, he'll be okay. He will be sound, and he done his live and someone mentioned it and he went, what did he say, he's doing him. So, yeah, I wouldn't, it might have been on the ETS channel, but I certainly wouldn't put that on Daniel. But it's unfortunate. A lot of people might just look at that and think, nah, I'm done with it. Yeah, it couldn't carry the sarcasm. You've got to have lived here a while to be able to really tune into it, or be born here, I think. Yeah, exactly. You could, Adam. You could. It's the context behind things and the way it's done, and it's so hard to explain to anyone who's not from the UK and Ireland in this. It's really hard to explain. But there's a very, very strange, I don't know. There's a context to it, and if you know, you know, and you can get away with saying things that other people will look at and think that's disgusting, and you just laugh about it. It's not easy to do when you're not part of the community to begin with. And I've known people that have lived over there for years who still struggle with it. And there's other people who've been here for 18 months or something. Loads of Russians and Poles and who really buy into it and understand. And I don't know, it's just weird. You know what I mean? But if you know, you know. Yeah, the second one did the damage. Don't double down. If it wasn't taken right, apologise. Delete it and just say, right, I thought I was being part of the gang. I thought I was being Brit funny, and it didn't work. I apologise. If you double down, it's just, I meant everything I said in the first one, so yeah, not good. Yeah, it is right as well, Jack. You are 100% right. I am a see you next Tuesday. As we all know. You can't watch me channel and not think that I'm a complete one. I'm telling Kirsty not to let Spencer busk in London. Not good enough. Yeah, there's a few places around the UK that really, if you're going to start busking, you need to be exceptional. Liverpool's one of them. In Manchester. Daniel carried ETS. Daniel came into his own on that channel as well, didn't he? Started off being dead quiet and reserved, and then found his voice. And when he found his voice, I think that's when the channel went up. Note to self, slag me off in the next video. You should do. Should do. Call it a diss track. There you go. We're down with the kids, man. Yes, he was called a C, wasn't he? Was it our Lizzie called him one? Wasn't holding back at all, was she? Our Beth. More tea. Do you want more tea? We've got more tea. Here you go. More tea. More tea. Jackie, do you want a latte? Do you want a latte? The standard of busking in the UK and Ireland is really high. To the point where, and again, I'll mention Liverpool because I know the place well. We don't just have bedroom troubadours playing in the street. We've got the Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts, and part of what they do is to go out into the community and play, whether that's going to like old folks' homes and playing to them or going to schools. A lot of them will play in the streets and you've got people who are astronomically good, technically and spiritually fantastic at playing, who are out there playing. You can't just turn up with a guitar and start strumming a few chords. It doesn't work that way. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Daniel carried the channel. His personality is fantastic, and you can tell, by the way, if you watch any of the Brewing Banters or any of his streams that he does on his own channels, it's just the same as he always is. You know what you're going to get with Daniel. You obviously don't with Spencer, unfortunately. Yeah, never had a problem with him, but there was a lot of forced laughter on the comedy reactions. And he's made his own bed. That's it now. Yep. Part of the problem as well, that. If you've got us, we'll fight for you until the last drop of blood, but if you annoy us, that's it. No more. That's the end of it. Does he have his own bed? Good question, Steve. Good question. Yeah, Kirsty's been busy and Mum's mate has finally left. Beers all round, beers all round. Adam, would you like a coffee? It's one of your own. Yeah, got to make sure that if we're doing a coffee, it's one of his own. A decent one. Wonder if someone on Patreon actually did say that they hoped he would freeze his car. It wouldn't surprise me. But you see, now that to me, if someone said that to me in one of my streams, I would piss my sides laughing. Even if it was meant properly, I would just laugh like fuck at that one. Because that's... You'd expect that, wouldn't you? You'd expect that from a Brit. Fucking hell, man. That, or I hope you shit a hedgehog or something, you know what I mean? Something like that. You have a problem with him trying it on with a couple of women, borrowing money he hasn't repaid. Well, obviously not going to do it now, but yeah, that comes as a bit of a shock, that one. Decaf Americano. Americano's normally me go-to. What's that one they were talking about the other day? Which is like an Americano, but it's got something else. Can't remember what it is. It's on The Guardian, so it's probably a load of bollocks, isn't it? Spencer said you were kind of like Daniel when you met him. Oh. Don't know anybody in the Patreon. Apparently the Falklands started because somebody took offence at a Benny Hill gag. Fact. Actual fact. And then they spent a couple of years chasing each other around, slapping each other on the head. Still don't know if you should be offended or not. I wouldn't be offended. I wouldn't be offended, Kirsty. You're nothing like that. You're nothing like that. We know. Want something strong. Something strong. Oh, I saw another fucking sausage dog yesterday or the day before. Yesterday it was, wasn't it? And Jess wasn't there. A sausage dog. Oh my God, have you seen the sausage dog? It's adorable. Is his name Myron? He looks like a Myron. Take it as a compliment. In what way? Yeah. Was it the beard? Is that what it was? Kirsty hasn't got a beard, by the way. Anyone who's watching, she hasn't got a beard. She's got a moustache, but she hasn't got a beard. See, this is what you do. You can take the piss out of each other because it's meant to be funny, not meant to be nasty. She hasn't got a moustache. The side is down here, though. I'm only joking, she hasn't. We're always here for you. We are. Steve's always here for you. Any trouble, get the sexy gorilla to come and sort you out. He'll be there for you. Swatting people left, right and centre. Take no shit. TNS, man. Take no shit. Oh, man. It's all a bit weird, though, isn't it? I had a look as well. What was did someone say there was something in one of Boomer's videos as well? There was comments in that. I couldn't find that. But if it's going into other people's, the trouble's going into other people's videos. Fucking hell, that's proper fallout, that, isn't it? Should have took the first shot down. Plenty of swearing in the comments. That shows you, doesn't it, really? You feel uncomfortable with the sexy gorilla. Oh, come on. You're rocking it though, Steve. You're rocking it, mate. Let's be fair. You are rocking it. You do have a monobrow. Oh, you don't. Boomer doesn't care. He doesn't come across as someone who gives a shit, really, does he? But I didn't even see it. I had a quick look to see if there's anything in there. I know Lizzie went a little bit apeshit, didn't she? That's what happens though, isn't it? Especially if you feel like you've gone out of your way to try and look after someone and make them feel welcome when they come over. If you feel like you've been let down by them, it's a horrible thing to happen. But, you know. Yeah, you heard that about the KB as well. You couldn't find him either. Don't know which video it was. There is nothing on earth like a genuine monobrow. I can't even say that. Does Helen like it though? That's the thing. If Helen likes the sexy gorilla, it's staying. There you go. Cat amongst the pigeons. I have to ask her when you next see her. Does she ever come on? Yeah, is that Lizzie? Lilibet. What's that about Boomer? Apparently it carried over into one of Boomer's videos where Lizzie was having a go at Spencer for what he said. Into one of his videos as well. As though just the entire sort of community was, what's going on here? Don't annoy that many people. She just laughs like Kirsty. As well she should. We like it though. Wait till the merch comes out. The SG merch. No video released on ETS for 5 days. They did say they were scrolling back. What the fuck does scrolling back mean? Pretty much stopping, apart from doing the occasional podcast and what have you. But it just seems to have come to an absolute juddering halt. Sort of like, I don't know, the Sex Pistols, wasn't it? All I need now is Spencer to do a quick short saying, you ever get the feeling you've been cheated? And then that's it, channel gone. Yeah, if you find it, Ali out. So, has anybody tested the keyring yet? No. I am going to test it after the stream. There you go. I was going to test it on the stream, but I was running around like a fucking dickhead beforehand because I'd forgot to do loads of stuff. This is what happens when you're absolutely wasted, man, when you can't walk anywhere. I wanted to go out earlier and do something, and I couldn't because I was too tired. 4 hours, I think it was, on the sofa with the OG Snoop Dogg pimp fleece over me head. Just went away with it, gone completely. No longer a community page. Has that been removed? Ooh. Spencer in charge of ETS 21. I think he was the tech dude, wasn't he, to begin with? But Daniel's starting to learn how to do it himself now, so I don't know. Is Spencer got all the login and everything? Is that where it comes from? Or have they both got access to it? Sure, I wouldn't know. I'm from Donegal. You forgot to grab a glass bottle of Coke. A proper OG glass bottle of Coke. I'm going to try later. Instead of having a wine. Why is it always wine? I'm going to have a beer instead. There you go. How's that? I probably need it because my throat's a little bit... again. It's called posts now. It is. Do you have to set that up? Or is it only for certain people? Because on posts, you don't have to be the only one who posts on there. Anybody within your community can post on your posts. So you have to be really, really careful about what you allow on there. Otherwise, kerfuffles could be afoot. New ETS 21 video is Daniel testing his new weapon of choice. Spencer tied to the target. You'd get views, wouldn't you? You might be demonetised, but you get views. Yeah, there is posts. That's the last post on there. Walking up and having to tell our audience it was a joke. Calm down. Wasn't on your 2025 bingo cards. Thought the Brits could take the piss. Yeah. 24 comments. Any interesting ones? Here's the thing now, and again, anybody who's not from the UK who is watching this, we have the best humour in the world by an absolute distance. We can take a joke better than anyone else. But it has to be obvious that it's a joke. Even if it's not obvious to anyone else watching, it needs to be obvious within the realms of the community that it's a joke. We know what it is and we know when it isn't. And if you can't tell that it is, that's when you're going to start getting a little bit of pushback. It just wasn't taken right. If he'd have come out and said, "This, it meant it as a joke, I do apologise," over and done with, there wouldn't have been a problem. Doubling down just made it worse. So anyone, again, if you're watching and you've got Brits in your community, if you say something that isn't taken well, just have a think. Well, shit, did I come across wrong? I do apologise. I'll try again, or I won't try again. You know what I mean? I just thought I was having a joke with you. But you've got to know that it's a joke, and if you don't, that's how fights start in pub. Know what I mean? Why'd you smack him in the mouth? He said this. We never meant it. How the fuck do I know we never meant it? It's about context. Delivery is essential. It is. And I hope, I take the piss out of all of you, something chronic. I hope it always comes across as it's done with love, it's done in jest, it's done hopefully with your approval. And if it isn't, if I ever say anything that you don't like, you just tell me and I will immediately stop doing it. Or if it starts to sound like I'm going too far, let me know. But I hope I've done this long enough by working behind the bar and working in offices for like 20 odd years. You get to know how to have a laugh with people without it being nasty. There's an art to it. And if it's not done correctly, it really can come across as being spiteful rather than nudge, nudge, wink, wink. You know what I mean? It's always grand for you. No comments done. Oh, apologise, mate. If I do the Irish accent too often, tell me as well. Do you know what I mean? I can't help it sometimes. Just stuff comes out and I don't even know what's coming out. It's stupid. Grand for you, Ali. I would hope so. Yeah, man, absolutely, man. Delivery is the essential thing. It's how you say it. Context around it as well. If it's just from nowhere, suddenly a video appears and user bastards, and user bastards. What? If, however, you're in a bar together having a drink and having a laugh about some stuff, and do you know what? User bastards as well. It sounds completely different. You know what I mean? It's the character, yeah. Frankie Boyle got away with it because it's his character. But also people went to see him being nasty to people. And even then, as he said something nasty, there'd be a big smile on his face and a laugh. So obviously it's a joke. He's not walking up to people in the street saying it, because it's part of the act. Pub landlord, yeah, Al Murray, brilliant at it. Very, very skillful comedians who know just how far to push an audience, and each audience can be different. Every city is different. Each night can be different. You know how to speak to people. Come across as respectful, and you tell them having a laugh. I hope so. Thank you very much, Kirsty. My Irish accent is decent. Thank you very much. Years of being around some Irish people, and also watching Father Ted. So if it's wrong, blame Father Ted. Nothing to do with me, obviously. Most of the comments on there are saying they knew it was a joke. Completely different to all the comments on the actual original short yet. Not believable. I don't know, when I first watched it, I thought, he's meaning this as a joke and it's going wrong. So even if I thought it was a joke, the way in which it was done wasn't right. So whichever way you look at it, it wasn't the right thing to do. Know what I mean? Yeah, if you don't normally joke, don't be surprised if people don't realise if you completely change that. That's the thing as well. I mean, if it's from me, you expect it because I'm always taking the piss. It's just constant. If you know me in real life, I am like that. I am constantly. I mean, my mates must absolutely fucking hate me because I never stop. I've got to be the funniest one in the room, and I very seldom am. But it's just constant. I can't switch off. So they're all used to it. By watching these streams, you must get used to the fact that I do tend to do stupid things all the time, or silly voices, accents, silly little jokes, very poor stuff. You'd expect it from me. If on the other hand I suddenly went and started being completely different, you wouldn't know exactly how to take it. And you're right. If you do change from being the straight guy to being from being Sid Little to fucking Frankie Boyle, people are going to go, what is going on here? I don't know how to take this. You enjoy us all taking a piss out of London. It's got to be done. It's done with love as well. I like London. The best thing about London, the train going home. There you go. See? It's all a piss take. Yeah, especially Camden. Well said. But you should be able to tell if someone's having a laugh with you. And I think, again, we'll go back to Dan. I hate doing this. It's nothing to do with Dan, really, is it? In his streams, we've all been in there long enough that we know the style of each other. We know the style of the community. How far you can push things and how far you can't. What you can say and what you can't say. And how to make it look as though it is genuinely meant as just a piss take. Nobody's going to take things too seriously. Because everyone knows each other and knows it's just a joke. If it doesn't come across that way, someone else comes into the community and tries to get involved and does the same thing, it wouldn't come across the same. You've got to build up your trust with people, I think, in that situation. And you have to, if you run a channel, you have to build up trust with people. If you do live streams especially, you've got to build up trust with people. It's not just, I meant it differently. I forgot to edit it out. It's fucking live, so you've got to make sure you do it right. But you've got to build up that trust with people. And they've got to find trust in you as well, because if they don't, and if people who are watching their channel don't trust how Spencer is and what he meant by things, you've knackered the channel by doing it. So it's owning a channel, be very, very careful. Or be 100% sure that the people who are around you are in on the joke. When you come from Norfolk, you need to have fairly thick skin, and you do. Because you are constantly the butt of jokes. Scousers with being thieves, same kind of thing. Brummies and Welsh, both with being thick, because they speak slowly. All right, yeah. Fucking, not everyone in Birmingham speaks like that. Not everyone in Birmingham is fucking thick. There will be some, in the same way that in London, the sharpest metropolis in the country, there's some thick fuckers there as well. I know, I've worked with them. But you all get the same thing, Norfolk, 6 fingers and all that stuff, isn't it? Because that's all people need to fucking do all the time. That's a very quick shortcut to a joke, isn't it? Norfolk, I'll mention incest. There you go. But if you're there, you have to just, yeah, go on. Another joke, is it? Yeah, sound, go on. Used to this now. Doesn't bother me. Ducks, back, water. Did say on the original post, delivery wasn't great, but his second video put you over the edge. Yeah, that, again, if you'd have just apologised for the first one and deleted it, everything would have been sound. The second one, doubling down, made that just look like the first one was actually meant nasty. You can't even then say afterwards, well, it was a joke. Well, no, it wasn't, because you've said that, then you've done this and said that. How was it meant? It's a fucking joke, man. Apparently the marriage and birth clinic in Norfolk is called Related. Shots fired. Shots fired. Northern Ireland piss taking is rife. It's because there's nothing worth doing in Northern Ireland than taking the piss. See, this is how you do it. Yes, if I annoy you, you let me know. You do, Mandy. You don't hold back. As I'd expect as well. But then we've built up enough trust in this community to know that. Or you said something the other day and I wasn't sure if you meant it well or badly. What was going through your mind? Oh, I'm sorry, I was tired. Don't do it again. All right, I won't. End the story, you know what I mean? You'd apologise, wouldn't you? It come out wrong. I didn't mean it that way. It come out wrong. I apologise. Move on. Don't double down on it, man. That just makes it look like it was meant. No more hassle in the community, please. This is a fantastic community. No more shizzle. I bizzle. Thought you were a delicate little flower, Steve. Ah, he is. Well, maybe not little. Maybe not a flower. Maybe not delicate either. But you know, it's halfway there. You've got more skins than an onion. You have. And every time I see you, you make me want to cry, just like an onion. There's this thick fuckers everywhere. You've got to test the waters first. Don't jump in head for yeah. You have. And you've got to learn. Got to learn your community. And you would have thought it's not a new channel. You'd have thought you know your audience well enough. Or maybe I'm anglicising that a bit too much. Just because of the way we are over here. Yeah, just be careful if you've got a channel and you want to start interacting with other people, no matter where they're from, not just Britain or Ireland, anywhere in the world. Get to know what you can and can't get away with first, and then make sure that they're in on the joke first, or that it's obvious that it's a piss take. Otherwise, just comes across as being nasty, especially when loads of people have helped you. Not good. Not good, man. Does know the audience well enough, you just have the character to carry it off. Just, yeah, it's just, I can't even speak. I'd heard about it and I wasn't sure what was going on, so when I watched it I thought, this is a piss take. But it's a very, very badly performed piss take. Some people are going to be upset about this. And some people were upset about it. Just don't do it, man. Are you off this week? Jackie, you are, aren't you? Holidays for 2 weeks. Do you have any plans? Now that you're getting your fence sorted out? No politics either, especially if you're talking to an American. You've got to be really careful with that. I have to be, because I'm very, very politically charged in my day-to-day life. What was that about? Head? Aye. Yeah, part of Spencer's problem. Dan made the effort to get to know the OGs. Spencer never has. Yeah, I would say so. Like a real deliberate attempt to get to know people. Many's the time Dan's just rang up. How you doing? How's things? Just, I don't know, we've probably done it with loads of other people in the community as well. How are you getting on? Do you need anything? When I was starting the channel, do you need anything? Do you need any help? Fucking brilliant, yeah, go ahead. That's why you don't do live streams, you're too much of a wanker. Well, it's not stopped me, has it, Adam, to be fair. I'm still doing them. Despite being firmly, a left foot firmly in the wanker category myself. No one rushing to my defence there, no? No. Thought not. Keep your personal habits to yourself. Oh, shots fired again. You can tell she's off, can't you? Ah, Jackie. What are we on? 11:15, she's still awake and shots are being fired. I'm fucking pheasant here, so I am. Yep, you are class, Adam, you are. Kirsty, you do the lives because you can't be bothered to record and edit. It really does help with that. There's quite a few streamers out there who do like YouTube guru stuff. The best way to do this, the best way to do that. Just say, treat every live stream as though you are recording a video. So have it set up like I know what I'm going to talk about. Work out what your thumbnail's going to be. And then record it so at the end of it, you've pretty much done your video that you're going to make. Makes perfect sense. You don't need to upload it or anything because YouTube automatically uploads your live stream as well. You can change the thumbnail afterwards if you want to, if you're not happy with the one that you had. Just makes far more sense. There you go. Dan became a friend. Spencer thought he was a star. Was it a slight aloofness? Yeah. Whereas with Dan, it's just one of the lads. Or, you know, one of the community, rather. You notice I didn't acknowledge your comment about women in 1800s, or was that 6 o'clock? I probably didn't see it, to be honest with you, because at times this chat looks like the Matrix. Just ding, 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 ding. Go on, what was your comment about women in the 1800s? Jackie Lewis. Yeah, Dan popped in tonight. You know, he just says hello. Ah, yeah, thought I'd come in and say hello, how's things? And then disappears. Kev does it. Same thing. Busy editing videos. I'll just pop in for 5 minutes, say hello to people and back out. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much at all. Laz was here at the beginning. One of the first ones in, wasn't he? Jackie must have run out of brandy and the spa is shut. Oof. Yeah. Only Dan's. Money to be made there, you know, money to be made. How can spas sell booze and they're just fancy corner shops? Corner shops can sell booze as well. All you need to do is apply for a license. If you have a license, you're allowed to sell them. And there's two different types of licenses, on or off license. Pubs, normally outside the front door, it would say, like, my dad's was William Ashcroft is licensed to sell intoxicating liquor on or off the premises, or to be consumed on or off the premises, which means you can sell to be drank inside or to be taken out. Off licenses, you're only allowed to be drunk off the premises. Just apply for your license, man. Easily done. How hysterical women were treated in the 1800s. Was that back to the electric shock treatment, or just getting slapped around? How were they treated in the 1800s? Gripped by the shoulders. Calm down, woman, slap. Calm down, woman, slap. Mad, innit? To be fair, Spencer was in your one and only live stream. So he's got 100% record of attendance in your streams and 100% non-attendance in mine. Dan would be a fun person to go for a drink with and talking about history, he would. And that's pretty much what I think Dan comes across as one of the lads, the fella that you'd have a drink with down the pub, or just, you know, one of the local lads round the street who'd have a barbecue where you're quite happy to go and spend a bit of time with. Your normal corner shops don't sell alcohol. If they're in Britain, I don't know, does it count as the same rules on mainland UK as over in Northern Ireland? I don't know. All you need to do is apply for a licence. You have to go and do your exam to pass a test and everything. Pass your test, pass your licence, stick it outside your front door of your shop saying you are licensed to sell alcohol to be consumed off the premises. That's it. Did you send him free coffee, or is that you being cynical? Mandy's cynical. Mandy, you want a choc and tea? The spoon gets me every time, look at it. It's a work of art. It's a work of art. Coffee, yes. Make it a double. I think you can safely say that's a double choc and tea. Sort of like a Manchester postman. There you go. Yeah, so Dan's been in the forces and construction. Both hard to do without the banter. Yeah, Spencer, you can never imagine him telling a 12-year-old to sit down on a bus. It is right, that as well. It is. I don't know, I've never been in the forces, but I can imagine it to be quite a laddie kind of environment. The same as construction. It is. You need to sink or swim in places like that, don't you? You either learn to get a thick skin and learn how to joke, or you won't last 5 minutes. It comes across like that as well. And where he might have struggled to begin with on a channel, if you're not used to being in front of a camera, and you're not used to being nothing coming back in real time, that can take a while to get used to, but he did. And you can see in his lives and everything now. It's, yeah, he's a natural at it. Absolute natural at it. Is that sweet, Mandy? I don't know, Mandy, are you sweet? Oh, do you mean the choc and tea? If it's chocolate and Tia Maria, I would think it'd be fairly sweet. You have a Facebook page now for your new business. Gingers crossed, as they say in Japan. Happy days, go on. Natural charisma. He has. And it comes across on the screen. Which is why I think there's loads of really, really good YouTubers, loads of really good streamers. The best ones are the ones that really do have that charisma. You're not interacting with them, really, but it still feels like they're talking to you. Just you and them. That's a hard thing to pull off, I would have thought. But yeah, it really does come across. And again, like I said to Dan when he said he wanted a bit of time off, people didn't tune in to watch two people watching, or whatever it was they were watching. It was to see the reactions, to see the interaction between the two people, or in Dan's case, doing his reactions, it's to see what he thinks of them, rather than, you're not watching. If I want to listen to music, I'll listen to music. I don't want to watch it on YouTube while someone else listens to it. I just want to hear what they think of it, and then spend a bit of time with them. So it's about the person, not really about what they're doing. He says, desperately hoping that me wandering around fucking Ainsdale Beach is good enough to keep on watching. No sweeter than a normal hot chocolate. Does the tea not take off the edge slightly of the sweetness? Does it bulk it up? I don't know. Something tells you Dan served in Iraq or Afghanistan. Could have done. Coulda. Mind you, Iraq, when was the second Iraq war? A natural charisma like yourself, Jackie Lewis. You keep telling yourself that. Not sure actually where he served, but Joey was definitely in Iraq. Fucking hell, must have been mad being over there for stuff like that. Didn't know that about Joey, yeah. That's fucking mad. It's not a job I could ever do, that. I don't think I've got it within me. Obviously I couldn't do it now. You're on Kev's live stream last week. Nice to see you still rocking. He is. Unfortunately, I can't get to as many as I'd like to because normally there's boxing on, or in the case of last week, I was out driving when he was on. The problem of having a daughter who's 18, almost 19, and likes to go out. Can you pick me up? Can you pick me mates up? Can you take us into town? Can you pick us up later? Fucking hell, alright, yeah, town. Wakey. Yep. Sometimes it's nice to relive the experience of watching something for the first time, even if it's by proxy. It is. But it's especially seeing how someone else reacts to it. Like, because I know exactly how I felt when I first watched this. I wondered if it triggers off the same kind of thing with the person who's watching. It might do. He still has his uniform. Does he have a kilt? Asking for Kirsty. Keep missing them. Yeah, it's hard to keep track on things. I keep missing, like, Laz's stuff. I managed to jump on yesterday. Was it yesterday? Monday? I can't remember. Adam, off, no worries, mate. Nice to see you as well. Have a good night and a great week too. We shall see thee later. Yeah, but we're definitely not getting enough notifications from people's channels. Where I'll be scrolling through like 2 or 3 days later. Oh, do a live? Bollocks. Mind you, Kirsty, a lot of your stuff like 1:30 in the morning. If I saw it, I might be able just for half an hour. But no. Miss them on purpose. Don't remember a lot of the time about streams. Yeah, Laz, Monday evening or Wednesday afternoon or morning. It was Monday, wasn't it? I saw you in there, didn't I? Didn't I see you? I'm losing track of time and days. I was late picking Jess up this morning. She was supposed to be in for 7:45 and I thought she was in for 8. But I still managed to pick her up at 7:45 and I had to drive around the corner to where she works. So we're a little bit late. But I was convinced it was Thursday. And it's not. Mad. Well, I had one day, I've had 2 days off, but I had one day off and that was enough just to completely wreck me week. No idea where I was. Times you're in bed or work. Isn't that both at the same time? Sometimes, right, Jackie? I've seen the website. Oh, disgusting behaviour. It's like Kirsty doesn't want you to watch. She does, wants everyone to watch. It's fantastic. I did, didn't I? Should hopefully be going live at a decent time tomorrow. Let's hope so. Jean-Jay's crossed. What is it tomorrow? It is actually Thursday tomorrow, isn't it? Right, sound. I haven't got to go anywhere tomorrow night. Thankfully. The rugby's on, rugby league, but I can have that on the big telly. I can have me tablet, earphones in, so I'll be able to do that as well. You need tucking in, Jackie Lewis, you need tucking in, you do. Are you offering, Steve? Are you? She does need tucking in. And then nailing shut. Ali Ali, speaking of bed, you've got to go. No worries. Careful, running to work tomorrow. Laces tied fully. No more black eyes. You only realised it was Wednesday due to my live. We're providing a service, aren't we? People can tell straight away. It's either a Wednesday or a Sunday. Can you hear the sound of church bells? No, it must be a Wednesday. Am I closer, am I? Bloody hell. I can't be that far away, can I? I've got a 25-30 minute flight to Belfast on the plane. It's that far away, isn't it? On a map, anyway. Are you being volunteered? There you go. Can you zoom by and tuck it in for us? And then paint the rest of the fence. Trim the bush. Aye, sweet dreams, Ali Ali out. Keep on watching the skies as well for more stuff flying through. There will be. There will be. Oh, bloody hell, man. You and the puppers. Is that what you're calling them? Oh, you mean the dogs? Right, yeah. Fair enough. Got a cat under a blanket again. Very nice. Very nice. Keep you nice and warm. It's about 5 or 6 hour drive from where you are. Give us some welly. Didn't realise it was that far away. It doesn't look it, does it? But then it doesn't, does it?
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Only the one under there. Is that when you look there's only one and then 2 minutes later you look there's about 6 dozen of them all fighting? Decided your hands are chew toys. Aha. Poor thing. Teething. You could get there in 6 hours. The other is at the bottom of the bed, staying out the way for the time being. I've got goo, by the way. I bought goo tonight. I might have a goo. It's a long drive. How far is Cork from you? Cork must be a long drive from there as well. Because it doesn't look, if I've looked on a map, it doesn't look like Ireland's got too many massive motorways all over the place. So it must, even things that look like they should be fairly close, haven't got. Yeah, the roads are a bit arseways between you. Doesn't look like there's like a big M6 or an M1 going between you. Partly why in the UK, in England anyway, even things that look like they should be a long, long way away are fairly quick to get to. You're on the 6 or the M1, depending on which side of the country you are. Either down or up. And you can get everywhere, can't you? It was weird, I was watching Shifting Metal. And they're in Barrow, near Weston-super-Mare, on the West Country. Is it Somerset? It is Somerset, isn't it? And I thought, that's going to take a long time to get there. But then I had a look. It's quicker to get down there from Liverpool than it is to get to Glencoe. Glencoe in Scotland is about 2 hours or 3 hours further. Fucking mad. That's without even thinking about going to the likes of Inverness. About 8 hours driving there. Mad. Put the kettle on, be there by 5. Yep. You'll pick me up on the way. We do the job 2-handed. 3-handed in our case. Most roads are shite. Yeah. Plenty of back roads, which makes it look much nicer. And you can go slowly. Maybe there's a part, well, part of me that thinks that maybe motorways, we need them because we need to get between places quickly, but it makes you have a quicker lifestyle. Everything's rushing about. It's not like just slow. Have a look around you, see what's going on. And you miss out all the good stuff. Bypasses and things. Party at yours. You watch him as well. He's fantastic, isn't he? Joe. Steve. Steve. Fucking. Did you watch the last Better Weekly where Mike Brewer turned up? Didn't send one of his lads down with the cars that he was delivering. Just he turned up himself. Put the kettle on. Mad. There's only motorways between the cities. So anywhere else, you're absolutely bollocks, aren't you? To go from North to South Wales, it's quicker to go via England, absolutely. But then you have got lots of mountains, haven't you? Mountains, hills, valleys, all the way between. But that's stupid, that, isn't it? Or it sounds stupid. Go down to the M6 or M5 or M4, whatever it is. 2 hours drive, you're at one end of Northern Ireland to the other. 2 hours drive from here would be from where I am to the Lake District. It's not big, is it? It's not big and it's not clever. Getting to Kew Gardens from yours is about an hour and 15 minutes for £3. Bargain. You need to get down there. Get yourself around Kew Gardens and take your camera. Take us on a wander. Yeah, motorways are boring as hell. They are, but they're really good for if you need to get somewhere quickly. Like football fans, most of the time we went anywhere, it was by train, or occasionally some places were quicker to get to by car. But then someone can't have a drink on the way, so we tried not to. But if you are like going to London for the Cup semi-final in 2009, managed to fly down there. It took 2.5 hours to get down to the Northern Circular, and then took about another 2 hours to get round from there just to Wembley. Mad. Crystal Palace is a ball ache to get to. Again, 2.5 hours to get to the M25, then about 3 hours to get to Selhurst Park from there. I've got to London. How does it take longer to get across London or around London than it does to get there? But it does, so it does. Amazes you why so many people are getting automatic cars. Doing the country roads with the old H shift is a great crack. It is. More people are getting automatics because more people are being lazy. I've got to have one because of, not being able to use my left arm or what have you. Some people are not either confident enough to take the test in a manual, so they're doing it in an automatic, or they are getting lazy, or getting old. Once you get old, being an automatic's fantastic. I love it. I absolutely love it. Even when my arm gets better, I'm not going to go back to driving a manual unless I buy a second car for the weekend. A little sports car to go up and down, like the Lake District, round the twisty roads around there, or something around Wales. What's that name of that road? The brilliant driving road in Wales. There's a brilliant one somewhere in mid-Wales. That maybe, but apart from that, automatic all the way. There's a female truck driver called Gemma. She picks up farm machinery from Liverpool docks and goes all over the country. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Might have seen her on the road. Roads and trains, and probably by air too. It's all shit. It's all shit. Near Richmond Park. We were flying from Glasgow to Belfast in 18 minutes. Again, it's not far, is it? I think the last time I went to Belfast, it was 35 minutes to get there, and it was 20 minutes to get back. They were going round with a drinks trolley, and they got to about 4 or 5 rows from the back, and I had to go, right, we're stopping now. We're out to land. We've only just taken off. How the fuck are we landing? You'd have to drive to Galway City, 1.5 hours to get to the nearest motorway, to either Dublin, 2 hours from Galway, and then Dublin to Belfast, a couple of hours. Fucking hell. Is it over? Is it over? Tomash How did it go? How was it? How was it? Tarkovsky. The man with a name like an NYPD detective who plays by his own rules. The DA's been riding my hump, Tarkovsky. I want your gun in your bed, you're after case. Were you there? Were you there? Never been to Northern Ireland or the Republic? You should go, definitely. I've only ever been to the Northern Ireland, but it was fantastic. Just been released from Merseyside police custody. Of course, getting amongst it. Go on, you bastard. Was it good? Was it as mental as it sounded? It doesn't happen. Everton do not score equalisers against the Shite at 8 minutes into injury time. It does not happen. You went to watch a complete unknown in the cinema instead. You knew you wouldn't cope. Come over, Kirsty. You might like it. You'll love it. Ireland's amazing. I'm still annoyed that I couldn't. I have not made it over to Republic of Ireland when it is literally just there's fucking ferries go from Liverpool and all kinds, or used to anyway. Gemma Warren, the truck driver. I will check that one out. I like stuff like that. I'm not going to remember, am I? Gemma Warren, there you go. You doubt that's a joke? Are you doubting Thomas? Don't do that. Don't do that. I might have to watch the highlights on Sky. I might have to. Not now, obviously. Not later. Tomorrow. I might watch it tomorrow instead. But it's an extra point. What are we on now? How many points are we on? How many points are we on now? How many? 27 points. We need 13 more. It's not going to take 13 points. It's not going to take 40 points to stay up, is it? Is it? Leicester are 10 points behind us. They'd need to win 4 games and we'd have to lose all ours. And they've only won 4 games all season. Does that sound likely to you? Does it? I don't think so. Boom boom, dad joke alert.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Wasn't a dad joke? Doubting Thomas. It's a religious one. Dads don't joke about religion, do they? Only need another 6 points to stay up. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take much this year. Less of the we. That's all we've heard all night, football. All we've heard, football. I'm not going to tempt fate. If ever anybody could Everton things up, it is Everton. We can Everton up anything. Right, you've got your Lemsip, you're going to bed. We made sure to stay open for you. If I keep me company during this most horrible of evenings. Film, very good. Got to get your season ticket sorted. Up to workers. You know someone who lives in Dublin but they're an English fucking bitch, and that is putting it politely. You don't need to see English people over in Dublin. You need to go see Irish people. That'll be grand. Have a good kip tonight. Kid. Shaggy Blues. We're out. It's 11:15. We can't be doing this. We can't be having this. I've got MASH to watch. And I need to have a beer first. Because it's going to be a beer. It's alcohol-free beer, but it's going to be a beer. And I need to give one of these a good hefty workout. See if they work. They will work. Billy, how are you doing? Liverpool's the best. Not tonight, they weren't. Not tonight. Thankfully. Yeah, new blues. No worries, man. Thank you again very, very much for sorting out Mank Man. Proper enjoyed that. It's a really, really good video. So, where am I? What am I doing? Oh, yeah, we know what to do. We know what to do. Get your dancing shoes on. It's alright. Billy knows us. We're alright, aren't we, Billy? We're alright. We're okay. Yeah, get your dancing shoes on. We're going to have a boogie.
Another great night here at the Ferris Pause. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat and told the odd joke. Now get in the hot tub for a post-stream soak.
And that's that.